All right, guys, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you, Gaming Survivor. I really wasn't sure what to expect with that song. Gaming Survivor dropped that song just as the stream was starting and asked if I could play it in the beginning. And I'm not going to lie to you, the title of the song, I had to do it. Last Choppa out of Xbox. Feel like got some Predator vibes going on there. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's meant to be celebratory. I don't know that I don't know, maybe some people are celebrating today. There's definitely some interesting takes, and I do want to start by saying that I was not planning on streaming today. So for everybody who is here now and is going to show up, isn't here yet, but is going to show up, thank you so much for doing so on such short notice. And Mini Tom Official, bro,
Holy shit.
Mini Tom official comes in before we get any of the conversation started and decides he wants to drop 10 membership gifts for you guys right out of the gate. Mini Tom, thank you so much for that, man. I was not expecting that. I really appreciate it. And he opens the 10 pack. You guys can use the 10 pack emoji if you like. He says, I'm super happy. Yeah, this is going to be a really interesting conversation because I feel as though, depending on who you ask, you either have renewed faith in Xbox going forward, or this was the straw that truly broke the camel's back. And I'm going to discuss that. We have to obviously go over the information first and talk about, the situation, because this came out of nowhere. And we have Scissorman82 dropping 5 more member gifts for you guys. So shout out to Scissorman for
Thank you.
keeping
Appreciate it.
a little train going here. And thank you guys for that. Boss is probably very confused right now because we don't normally stream at this time. And like I said, I wasn't planning on streaming. And there are very few things that could have happened to make me decide that, okay, I'll do an evening stream. This is one of those few things because I do think it's very significant. I think the implications of this news, frankly, I think it's massive. And I did miss 2 super chats from. Hold on one sec here. Let me make sure I don't miss anything. We have Platinum Achievement. He says, no live for Bluepoint and PlayStation. L-Box News, he's all over it. Yes, we Platinum Achievement, we will ignore the 5-hour stream and massive crash out that I had yesterday. We will ignore that. We will also ignore the nearly 30-minute long video that I put out today, which, yeah, guys, when you're done watching this live stream, in case you missed it, I did put out a nearly 30-minute video about the Bluepoint situation with Sony, and it reminded me of, my days talking about some of the things that were happening with Xbox in 2018 and 19, where I just sounded very depressed in the video. But it was a real video, it was mostly off the cuff, but I had to express a real genuine concern and disappointment with that situation. But Platinum Achievement also says Herman and Phil cannot coexist in gaming. One clown had to go. Okay, you got me with that one. The Battle of the Clowns, man. Ain't no way. That's crazy. I mean, it does kind of feel like that. I have a theory. Happy 25 years of Xbox. Oh, that's brutal. That's brutal. And Boss is here. Boss is here. Yeah, guys, if we do hit 25 members, I'll feed Boss some treats. He's probably feeling pretty excited because he's like, oh, we're working later than normal. Okay, evening treats perhaps. And Panthorius, a member for 7 months, says Asha has no experience with gaming. She's all AI and enterprise. That's like hiring a bowling ball pro to play golf. We're going to talk about that. Yeah. When I first heard this news, I didn't know who they announced as the replacement for Phil Spencer. Once I learned who they announced as the replacement, here's what I'm going to say, okay? I'm going to say this now because I'll probably forget to say it later because I was really thinking about this. I was just working out like a half hour ago and thinking about this news. And, in between my workout, I was just like checking Twitter and seeing like what other information may be coming out. Here's what I'm going to say. If we go back to 2017 and 2018, that was around the time that I left Xbox. Like, I really just couldn't take it anymore. I'm like, guys, I've tried. I really did. But I'm going to move on now. Let's say that never happened, and I decided to stick with Xbox throughout all of this time. So for the last 6 or 7 years, I decided to, through everything that has happened for one reason or another, I'm going to stick with them, right? This would be the point that I would leave. And I'm not saying that in a dramatic fashion, in some overly like, oh, this is it. No, it would just be like, okay, this is over. You know what I mean? Where and the reason for that would be the people who have like pretty much almost everybody who made all of the decisions to bring Xbox to the point it is now, for better or for worse. I think for the vast majority of people, it feels mostly for the worse. They're just gone. The damage has been done, and they're just gone. And when you look at who they're bringing in to replace Phil Spencer, it leaves, in my opinion, very little hope for anything being, I don't want to say turned around, but I just think it kind of suffocates any last remaining hope that there could have been, even with the enthusiast level fan base, of it's not going to be as bad as they say. And we're going to talk about why. I'm going to cover that. I'm not just going to, say these things and then not go deeper into it. But before hit Copilot Xbox, yeah. So before we go over the information, there's just a couple things I want to say. First off, once again, thank you guys for joining me for an evening stream. Bit of a surprise stream. If you could do me a favor, take a moment and hit that like button. Hitting the like button lets me know you guys enjoy the streams, and it helps the streams out. It helps with YouTube's algorithm. So if that's the only way you can really impact the stream outside of viewing it, please take a moment and do that. And if you want to support the channel directly, consider doing so by becoming a channel member. You can gift memberships. You can drop super chats, direct donations. We're fully fan funded here. I can only do these spontaneous streams and really kind of react in the moment because you guys make it possible. So thank you to everybody who supports and contributes to the channel directly. And Platinum Achievement says if they make money using AI, Sony will take note. Well, I want to say this first and foremost. If you were tuned into my stream yesterday, the news of Blue Point Games, to me, felt like it came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it. I don't think anybody was. And I think that when I was, because I was trying to, I've been following Sony closely for many years. I'm like, this is strange. They just had an amazing state of play, and they haven't even given it a week to marinate. It feels like normally what they would have done is announce something like the closure of Blue Point before the state of play. But they did it in reverse, where they seemingly waited till after the state of play. And I said yesterday, I think the reason for that is because there's another major announcement that's about to happen. And in other words, the Blue Point Games news, unfortunately, which I'm not going to stop talking about it, I will continue to talk about it when it's necessary, but unfortunately, the Blue Point Games news won't even last more than 24 hours because something else is just about to happen. And I have to admit, this is not what I had expected. I didn't think it was something this big, but there is, I want to assure you, Sony 100% knew that this was being announced today, and they strategically announced the closure of Blue Point when they did because they knew this is going to be in the news cycle for less than 24 hours. And I think that's fine. I mean, it makes sense from a strategic PR perspective. But yeah, I was right. I said yesterday there's another major announcement that's about to happen. I thought it was going to happen either over the weekend or on Monday. But yeah, Sony 100% knew this was going to be announced today. They heard it through the grapevine. We have Hunter Eats Hunter, and he says with a super chat, she talked about over monetization and AI slop and how it's bad. She also wants the return of Xbox. She's also young. I'm very curious about her. There's one thing I do need to bring up, and maybe one of my mods can link this to me if you don't mind. Her Twitter account, somebody said that she had posted something that seemingly took some kind of shot at uh, Phil or something like that. And yeah, you have to be very careful with this type of stuff. The reason I'm saying is because, like, I hear what you're saying, where she's saying the right things. Do you know who also said the right things at certain points in time? Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer got twisted into a pretzel by the board of Microsoft. This is just fresh meat that's looking to move up. And I know this sounds really pessimistic, but people by now need to understand that Microsoft is not Sony. They're not Nintendo. They're not Valve. They're Microsoft. They're a multi-trillion-dollar corporation. If people think that this young woman is going to walk in and say, I'm going to make Xbox great again, and here's what we're doing. We're going back to the console. We're going to take the fight to Sony Nintendo again. I think that would be amazing. Personally, I think that would be incredible. I think you would have to be somewhat deluded to truly believe that. To say there might be a chance, fine. But to wholeheartedly believe that's where this is going to lead, I think would be very um I mean, it would just beg the question, like, have you been paying attention to anything Microsoft has been doing for the last even 2 years? Sony didn't know about this. There's zero chance Zony, Zony, Sony didn't. Sony knew. Sony then informed Sony. Okay, and we have Ray with a super chat. Thank you, Ray. He says the Olympic style mental gymnastics on Twitter and coming for toxic Xbox players or coming from toxic Xbox players is going to be insane. Let's see how they are going to spin this crap. Well, the thing is, I don't want to I don't want to necessarily crush anybody's hopes and dreams where it's like, if you really do thoroughly believe this is a good thing, fine. But I think the fact, like, listen, people don't know this, but they should. Hopefully they know this. Some people might not know this. Magnus has the highest possibility of getting canceled now. Hardware has the highest possibility of going away right now with this new CEO. And I don't think that's fully settled in with everybody. I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying this is a cleaning of the house, man. This is a clearing of the house. And like I said, every person, I'm going to tell you, do you know what's more significant than Phil Spencer is Sarah Bond. I'm going to tell you that right now. Sarah Bond departing just as Phil Spencer's retiring, effective immediately, that's bad. Somebody I'm assuming it's Satya Nadella. I mean, he's the CEO, but somebody had enough and said, we are done. And again, I can understand why that seems like that could be a good thing in the end, but we're going to go over the info. Platinum Achievement, you're saying, no way you're turning a terrible thing like Blue Point being shut down into a win for Sony because they allegedly strategically picked a time. No, it's not a win for Sony. You're right. You're absolutely right. I'm not doing that. Why would anybody do that? I'm simply telling you that if you're wondering why the email leaked and why Sony decided to make that announcement on a Thursday evening, which was very strange to me because I'm like, listen, there's no way around it. This is bad news, and you need to feel the heat for this bad news. But I know how Sony works, man. They're slick like that. A lot of PR teams operate like this, where they're like, how can we minimize and mitigate it? And I don't like that. I wish this announcement would have been saved till Sunday or Monday. People should be more focused on the Blue Point situation, but there's just no denying that, after yesterday's announcement, 12 hours later, it's like, okay, the dust is slowly starting to settle. And then, boom, actually, guess what? Phil Spencer's retiring effective immediately. Sarah Bond's out. You get a whole new CEO. Here's what she has to say. It's like, wait, what? It's like whiplash. Look, man, I know the trolls are desperate right now. I know they're desperate, and that's fine. But make no mistake, I want to make it crystal clear. Herman Holst is a fool for closing Blue Point Games. And I'm more worried about the overall health of PlayStation Studios than I ever have been before because Herman Holst is still the head of PlayStation Studios. Okay? That conversation, I want to also tell anybody right now who might be thinking, MBG, why are you talking about this and not Blue Point? Please, please, I implore you, when this stream is done, go watch my stream from yesterday. It's time stamped. Shout out to Devil Shooter for doing that. Okay. Go check that stream out. Go to the section where we cover the Blue Point news. I promise you, you will not see a more intense crash out on the internet anywhere over that news. In fact, I look like a saint today, right now. Okay. Just want to make that clear. Also, there's my 30-minute video. The content's there, people. All right. But yeah, this is something that is kind of surprising. It is and it isn't. I think the abrupt nature of it, where it's just here it is on a Friday evening. But yeah, let me go over the info here. And hold on, let me see if I can find her Twitter. What's her name? Asha. Asha. What is her last? Sharma. Asa Sharma. I, I don't I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find her account. Uh, where's Irfan when I need him, bro? Oh, there he is. There, Irfan's he's literally right there. He's like, MBG, I'm right here, man. Thank you, Irfan. Thank you. All right. We also have a super chat from Panthorius. Says Asha's blog link claims she's a longtime gamer. Her Twitter feed has a link about her commitment going forward. Raising the roof is her profile picture. I mean, look, man. If somebody were to say to me, MBG, you should have faith that things are going to get better, I'd say you're insane. You can think that. That's fine. That's fine. I've been following Xbox for like well over a decade. If you want to think that, go right ahead. Maybe you'll be right. No, thank you. If you're requesting that I have faith in Xbox now, no, thank you. No, thank you. She could be, and you know who else was a gamer? Phil was a gamer. Phil loved gaming. And I'm just being honest. It's just because it's like, dude, it's like, I'll tell you this. If Herman Holst were to get replaced tomorrow, I would be a little bit relieved. I'd be like, okay, maybe this new person's better. I would still be nervous because we have to understand that in corporate America in the year 2026, these people will do whatever they have to do. Okay? Like they will do whatever they have to do to move up the ladder. And a lot of times that means bending over backwards for shareholders. Gamers come second, gamers come third. Gamers sometimes come last. That's why some of these companies end up in these positions where it's like it's so easily avoidable, but it's the kind of, late stage capitalistic effect of the shareholders must be appeased at all costs. Consumers and customers be damned. Logical sense be damned. So it's very much one of these things where don't talk the talk, just walk the walk. You know what I mean? Atalis, a member for 37 months, says, "Good day, MBG. Hope all is well. Would the PlayStation stuff be more on Herman Holst or Jim Ryan, since the games as a service push was from Ryan and not Holst?" I think Jim Ryan did the majority of the damage. I think Herman is responsible for a good portion of it. I think at this point going forward, now that Herman is the only one in charge of PlayStation Studios, now it's all on Herman. So basically, ever since Jim Ryan retired and Herman got promoted to being the CEO of, or the head of, the PlayStation Studio business group, the buck stops with him when it comes to the studios. So I think Jim Ryan set the stage, and I think Herman, in some instances, is in the process of playing it out. You know what I mean? Nishino, he can't make this. Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, true. Nishino is the CEO. You're right. Yeah, I mean, Nishino does play a part in this. But I don't know, man. Like, Nishino, this is where Nishino might have to just step in and be like, bro, you have final say over Herman. Maybe don't let him close studios like Blue Point. Just a thought. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm sure we're going to be, I mean, dude, I feel like the news was a little bit slow in January. Here we are at the end of February, and man, it's starting to heat up. All right, so I first came across this from Jeff Keighley. Jeff Keighley posts, Phil Spencer is retiring as the CEO of Microsoft Gaming effective immediately. So Phil Spencer is departing Microsoft Monday. Asha Sharma from Microsoft will take over as CEO. Sarah Bond will depart Xbox. Xbox's Matt Booty will become Executive Vice President and Chief Content Officer, reporting to Asha, CEO of Microsoft Gaming. We need to be crystal clear on this. Phil was fired. And so was Sarah Bond. Okay. Phil Spencer was not planning on retiring this Monday. It's not shocking, though. It's the reason why, to me, this move, it's a massive shakeup, but it's not shocking and it's not surprising because I've been questioning how these people, more specifically Phil Spencer, have been in charge for this long. There have been so many different catastrophes with Xbox with Phil Spencer at the helm. And I'm like, dude, they gave you 9 lives basically. Oh, do I think Jim Ryan genuinely did retire? I don't think so. No. I will say the big difference between Jim Ryan announcing his retirement and Microsoft seemingly announcing Phil's retirement for him. I mean, I feel like they're barely hiding it, man. Like, they're not trying to hide it. I feel like if Sony fired Jim Ryan, they actually tried to make people think that he didn't get fired because they gave him 3 more months, which that's just enough time to make you think maybe. Like, they gave him 3 more months to make decisions. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but during that period of time, after it was announced Jim Ryan was going to retire, that's when he signed the Horizon NC Soft game. And I'm like, that's interesting. If he was fired, they wouldn't be allowing him to make more decisions before he leaves and sign more deals, but they are. So I tend to believe that Jim was fired because of the catastrophe that was the live service push. But it's also worth noting at the time that Jim Ryan retired, Sony's CEO was replaced. Kenichiro Yoshida was being in the process of being replaced by Hiroki Totoki. So, there was a big shakeup there as well. Where was Sarah's email? The fact that Sarah Bond did not release a statement with everyone else makes me think this was not mutual. None of this. Did Phil Spencer release a statement, by the way? I don't think any of this was mutual. No. I mean, I feel like there's an energy behind this type of stuff, you know? And the energy and the vibe, there's a vibe to it. The vibe that I'm getting here. Yeah, that's true. They gave him a retirement party as well, Josh, which I feel like you don't do that for people that you fire. That is true. They put pictures of Jim Ryan's face on cookies, bro. You know what? And that's even more concerning. Like, they were celebrating Jim like a hero. Maybe that's even more concerning. I forgot about that. But I feel like the energy right now on the Microsoft side of things is, dude, they just cleaned house. Phil did not wake up today and say, I'm going to retire on Monday. Sarah Bond did not want to depart the company. But we need to check out this new CEO because I've never heard of her before. So she says on Twitter at 4:08 p.m., today I begin my role as CEO of Xbox. Here are my commitments. Number 1, great games. Number 2, return of Xbox. Number 3, future of play. I'm going to really need to ask some questions here. First question. Are you insinuating the games are not great currently? Because many people have been telling me they are. Number 2. When you say return of Xbox, I'm going to need you to elaborate on that. Are we talking about the return of the Xbox console? Is this like a we're going to make Xbox great again thing? Are we talking about Xbox as in, oh yes, everything is an Xbox and we're going to make it all great? We are going to read her statement. And number 3, future of play. What? Here we go with the damn terminology. We're going to read her whole statement though. But that was a tweet she put out. Asha Sharma, the new head of Xbox, is an AI executive with no background in gaming. Experience, President, Core AI Product, Microsoft 2024. Leading the product portfolio for AI models, apps, agents, responsible AI, and developer tools for customers worldwide. Previously, CVP, head of product for Microsoft's AI platform. Board member of the Home Depot. Board member of Coupang, a Fortune 200 technology platform and South Korea's largest e-commerce company, delivering commerce, content, and financial services at massive scale. And she was formerly the COO of Instacart between 2021 and 2024. Helped lead Instacart to IPO and profitability, responsible for $30 billion plus GMV, P&L, including product, design, data science, research, marketing, operations, customer support, new businesses. Oh boy. Oh boy. You see, I have a look, man. I have a simple question. I really do. I'm not saying it's not possible. And I know that I'm going to insinuate that it's not possible, but it's a question that needs to be asked. How are you going to bring back the return of Xbox when you have no experience in gaming? I'm not saying it isn't possible. I am saying it's not likely. It's also very telling that this person, prior to being promoted to the CEO of gaming at Microsoft, was the president of their core AI products. That should tell you where this is headed. Return of Xbox, as in we're bringing the AI to Xbox. Great games made by AI. Future of play, aka future, is AI. Now, I'm not saying that, again, this is something that's new. There are so many gaming companies that are embracing AI. AI is here to stay, it's not going anywhere. But I think the more concerning thing here when it comes to Microsoft is the level of aggression that people should be prepared for. Um, Microsoft made an $80 billion investment in AI. They're aggressively pushing for every studio they have to use AI at every level. And now Phil Spencer has been replaced by somebody who was the president of AI products at Microsoft. Okay. Um, I'm sorry, but if this news gets you excited, I think you're in for disappointment. Not completely and entirely, but if you're thinking that this is going to be the big comeback moment, the moment where things turn around, let me replay that moonshot because it didn't come through.
I missed the stream yesterday and I need to keep it 100. WTF is Sony doing? I didn't want to believe it, but wow, Sony leadership has been cooked.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I didn't even know we were going to be talking about that in my stream yesterday. That news broke while I was live. Um, yeah, I think Sony needs to really seriously reevaluate leaving Herman Hulst as the head of PlayStation Studios. I mean that. I mean that because the biggest thing that Sony's fundamentally screwing up is their continued push for live service. Um, it's ruining studios. It's ruining certain aspects of the PlayStation Studio business that I feel like it's again so easily avoidable. Kyle Say Stuff with a $10 super chat says, "Yo, MBG, I don't know if you remember me. You want me to try pizza? You wanted me to try pizza in New York City, and now I'm watching you in the U.S. for the first time after watching you from London for 6 years. You ain't wrong. The pizza is fire lit. Thanks. Well, that's awesome to hear, Kyle Say Stuff, and I hope you're enjoying your time in the good old U.S. of A. Man, that's cool. That's cool to think you're watching me. You're a lot closer to me now, man. You know where you are right now watching, you're way closer to me than you were previously, and I'm glad you tried the pizza. I'm glad it didn't disappoint. I yeah. Now I want pizza. I had pizza last night, so thank you, Kyle Say Stuff, and thank you for super chatting and hanging out with us here. And Platinum
I
Achievement
recognize that
says,
smell Sony
"Oh,
is giving
hold on.
off. That stink. That's that Xbox stank Sony got on them with the mismanagement going on with first-party studios.
That smell, that smelly smell." Oh, hold on. It looks like Phil Spencer said something. Let me bring that up. And Platinum Achievement says, "To be fair, isn't Herman the first Sony head with experience?" Yeah, well, true. And we have the King coming in. Yo, the King comes in and drops another 10 member gifts for you guys.
Holy shit.
Prince, I'm censoring you today. Get censored, son. No, I'm just kidding. You're not getting censored. The King, thank you so much for dropping 10 membership gifts for the community here. I need to see some W's in the chat for King. We're getting some people who either don't usually drop member gifts or only do so on occasions, dropping some gifts today. So thank you. Thank you so much for that. That actually gets us to 25. And oh, there's Leia. Yes, Leia, I will give you some treats. Apparently, Leia wants to be first up. So thank you for that, guys. And let me get this out of here. There you go, Leia.
Boss, do you read me? It's time to feed the beast.
I don't know if boss is around. Here you go, lad. There you go. God, Clark. Oh my God, Clark, you can't be up here. My shoulder, dude. He just clawed my shoulder. Oh my God. Ow. Dude, don't. Dude, I'm not kidding. That cat just straight up clawed my shoulder, man. Sorry. I'm trying my best not to get too distracted here. I was not expecting him to jump on the I'm using a different chair today. I was not expecting him to jump up on this chair like that. We have Kyle Say Stuff once again saying, I feel like Jim was fired, but he secretly wanted to relax because he mentioned he hates traveling to Japan each week. I reckon Phil definitely does not want this. Yeah, that's what they said, right? Or that's what he said, that he was tired of traveling, which if what he said was true, that's nuts. They had him traveling like every 2 weeks he would go to Japan and back. And then he'd go to the US headquarters and then 1 week back in London. I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy, dude. I mean, I'm sure they were taking care of him first class, all that stuff. Okay. Okay. Clark, I'm sorry he come on. I'm sorry he just flashed everybody. I apologize. These cats, man. And Moonshot, you're saying I recognize that smell Sony is giving off, that stink. That's the Xbox stank Sony got on them with the mismanagement going on with first party studios. Well, listen, it is worth pointing out. I think Platinum Achievement was the one who pointed out that just because a person has experience in gaming doesn't necessarily mean they're the right person for a leadership role. I do think it feels pretty much necessary, in my opinion, if you're going to be in a leadership role making very important decisions for a big gaming brand, especially video games that are being developed. I feel like you need to have the experience, but there's just no denying that just because, like, for example, Herman Hulst may be incredible at running a studio, at being a studio leader, at, managing a single game project. And I think he's proven that. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be as good as another person maybe working inside of Sony at managing the entire portfolio of studios. People have accused Herman Holst of giving Horizon preferential treatment, and it's kind of hard to deny that at this point. You know what I mean? I don't want to take Herman's wins away from him either, just like Phil got a few wins here and there, but there's just some decisions that are made that's like, this is hard to overlook and feels like it's going to ultimately be unforgivable. I'm now scared of Clark, straight up. Um, we have let's see here. Hunter Eats Hunter, you're saying just want Microsoft to make a PC with my console library. Yeah, we'll talk about that. I do personally think Xbox Magnus might be in danger. Maybe. Um, Michael Lynch with the super chat says there's going to have to be miracles performed for Xbox to start looking good again. Yeah, I think here's the thing. The biggest question that will simply not be answered until later this year, over the course of the next 12 to 24 months, the biggest question is how much autonomy the board of Microsoft, Satya Nadella, Amy Hood, everybody else, the president of Microsoft, how much autonomy they're going to give this new CEO. Because if you look at the way that they've been kind of handling Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond, if you look at the way that they've been handling Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond over this cat, bro, over the last like year and a half, 2 years, it seems pretty clear that they haven't been able to make any decisions. That's why Phil's reputation went out the window. That's why some of the most cataclysmic moments for Xbox occurred. Um, over the last year. But yeah, I do need to read. Apparently, Phil Spencer put out a tweet. I need to read that. But Rich Rod says, a member for 31 months, just getting out of work. This better be a late stream. I advise you to do evening streams. Tupac, D Cheese, and Butterscotch. What happened at Xbox? Rich is freaking out. He's like, "What happened? What happened? I'm just getting out of work." Yeah, I know. I know. Well, yeah, to be clear, I'm giving my opinion based off of just the initial news. I have to read through everything. So my opinion may change by the time we're finished going over everything. Um, and then we have Michael Lynch, and he says Xbox's bad news is the equivalent of the house burned down. PlayStation's bad news is the equivalent of I broke a window. Well, I mean, I suppose this does feel more significant. But again, Michael, there are people who think this might be a good thing for Xbox. I don't know that I feel that way, but the new head will be more in alignment with the current vision. You're probably right about that, Polygons. Yeah. So was this stream planned or unplanned? This was an unplanned stream, Fred. Yeah, I wasn't planning on streaming again until Sunday, but when I saw this, I'm like, well, you know, there's not many things that would convince me to just do like an evening stream spontaneously. This is one of the few. But let's start looking over some of the statements here. Phil Spencer put out a long tweet. Phil says, "It's rare in life to know when a chapter is closing, but after 38 years, my God, 30, I didn't realize he was there for 38 years. After 38 years at Microsoft, that moment has arrived for me. I've made the decision to retire and begin the next chapter of my life. It's a milestone that's given me a chance to reflect on the incredible journey I've been fortunate enough to share with so many of you." He continues, "I'm excited for Asha as she steps into the CEO role. She's joining an incredible group of people, teams full of talent, heart, and a deep commitment to the players they serve. Watching her lean in with curiosity and a real desire to strengthen the foundation we've built gives me confidence that our Xbox communities will be supported in the years ahead. Thinking back to my start as an intern in 1988, I never could have imagined the path ahead. I've been lucky to work with so many passionate creators, partners, colleagues, and players across the industry, people who challenged me, taught me, and made this work full of joy and wonder. Thank you to everyone who's been a part of this chapter. This community has meant more to me than I can say. From here, I'll keep doing what's always mattered so much to me, cheering on the teams, pushing this industry forward, and playing alongside this incredible community. I'll see you online." So that's the post that Phil put out. And there is, as I was reading this, I just remembered something. And maybe this retirement is legit. Maybe he wasn't fired. The reason I'm saying that is because do you guys remember like 3 or 4 months ago, there was this rumor that caught fire that Phil was planning to retire. I think it was from actually like the leaker. It was like a Call of Duty leaker, Ghost of Hope or whatever. But I'm not sure because I think that leaker also said that like Sarah Bond was going to take his place. I'm only pointing this out because there is a chance that maybe it was established months ago that he was going to retire, you know, and that's why it leaked out. But I don't know. I if I had to put my money on it, I don't think Phil wanted to retire. I think at the very least, Phil probably he probably he's not dumb. He probably knew that man, my time here is getting shorter and shorter. Counting down the days, I would assume he at the very least would have wanted to ship Magnus and then retire. Here we go. Thank you, Irfin. Ghost of Hope posted July 2nd. Wow, that was longer than I thought. July 2nd, 2025. Ghost of Hope says exclusive. Phil Spencer will be retiring from his role as CEO of Microsoft Gaming after the launch of the next gen Xbox. Phil Spencer is working closely with Sarah Bond and her team to ensure a smooth transition for her to take over as CEO of Microsoft Gaming once he retires. Unclear as of yet who will take over as president of Xbox when Sarah Bond becomes the CEO of Microsoft. So this is a tough one because it's like, okay, Phil Spencer or somebody at Microsoft came out and said, no, Phil's not retiring anytime soon. But here we are, he retired. So this is one of these things where that was actually made up and not true. And he did just get fired, and they're saying, well, say you're retiring now, Phil. Okay. It's either that or this was something that was planned for some time, but Sarah Bond was not the one. Um, I mean, like, I will say there have been some reports in the past, or some rumblings that Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond like clashed a lot. Like they just had a completely different philosophy. So maybe it's possible that they were planning on having. I mean, it makes sense. She was the president of Xbox. Maybe they were planning on having her uh, be the new CEO, but it just wasn't working out. It's hard to say. I mean, this is one of those. I will say the abruptness of it is what the vibe I get, where it's like Phil's retiring. Like, oh, okay, so he'll be retired by like June or something. No, he's retired now. Like right now. You see what I'm saying? Like that. I feel like you have to be kind of naive to not see that that's like he's he's just gone starting Monday. Like, yeah, he's done.
Sony needs to do what Disney did. Disney fired Bob Chapek and brought back Bob Iger. Now Marvel is booming. Holtz needs to go.
I feel like yeah, Perfect Image. I mean, you might be right, man. If you listen to the video I put out today about Blue Point, I'm not happy with Herman. I feel very, very uncertain about his decision making going forward. I really do. And Kyle Say Stuff with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much for that, Kyle. You're saying my sister works as shares consultant, and this might not be related, but she told me all higher up is pushing all their money on AI, including Microsoft, causing next gen consoles to be insanely expensive, yet they keep pushing AI. No, that is correct. Yeah, all of these tech companies, this is why people are talking about the AI bubble bursting. We don't know if it's going to burst. I mean, it seems like it will. We just don't know when. We don't know how it's going to look. But yeah, all this massive investment is happening in AI, Sony as well. And it's because there's this idea. If you kind of look around, not just gaming, but in the technology landscape, generally speaking, there's been a level of stagnation that has been achieved. And it's not just because things are progressing, but we're starting to see diminishing returns. On top of seeing diminishing returns, um, you know, the economics behind it are starting to kind of, I don't want to say fall apart, but they're taking a turn for the worst. And when you put all these things together, these corporations that are so reliant on perpetual, constant, infinite growth. That's the most important thing to understand is everything they're doing is in the name of growth. It's why Sony closed Bluepoint yesterday. We got to grow. We can't stagnate. We can't risk reporting losses. We have to grow. I want it to be understood that this announcement for Microsoft is coming after they just reported their earnings, and there was only one sector of Microsoft's entire business that was in the negative, dragging them down. What sector was that? Was it cloud? No. Was it their AI? No. Was it, their software suite? No. It was Xbox. It was their gaming division. And this is years now after acquiring Bethesda, after acquiring ABK. And I tried to tell people, like, guys, if you're an Xbox player, you got to be worried about this because this is after they went multi-platform, man, and raised the price of Game Pass and raised the price of their consoles. They're still not able to make the Xbox business profitable for a multi-trillion-dollar corporation that's looking to be number one in the world. Be prepared for the hammer to drop. And I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to be like too ominous about that, but it's just in the same way that I had to tell people in my video today, like, guys, Herman Hulst was willing to kill Blue Point Games in the name of growth for the PlayStation business, which feels like a really stupid short-term thing to do. Or sorry, a really stupid long-term thing to do. Oh yeah, you save a little bit of couple dollars
Bots,
in
are
the
you
short
happy?
term.
Killed your console and now the leader you glazed. You are 100% at fault for this. Never held them accountable, so they never learned. Scumbags.
Damn. Yo, Rich is feeling the violence today. You know Rich is feeling it today. Terry Boy with a $2 super chat says, is there anything PlayStation fans can do to save Blue Point? Unfortunately, no. I tried to do my part. I had the largest crash out I've had in, I think, years on my stream yesterday. And I made sure not to crash out in my video because I hope that I doubt anybody at Sony will watch it. I don't think there's anything we can do, man. I'm going to be honest. As much as I wish there was, I wish Sony would even sell Blue Point. Like, sell them to Microsoft. I don't care, but there's nothing we can do. Oh my, sorry, Irfan. I'm trying to open up your tab here. I have to close a couple of things here. Hold on. Get this out of the way. Okay. Irfan, let me see what we got here. Okay. I'm sorry, Irfan. I'm trying to open your link, but YouTube Studio is not working with me. It's freezing. It's taking a dump right now. So bear with me. Apologize, guys. I'm trying to keep this stream going as smoothly as it possibly can. All right, here we go. Okay, so the email from the new Xbox CEO leaked out. Soulless AI slop. Oh, okay. This should be a fascinating one. And Kyle Say Stuff says AI also caused product cost of the PS6 to be insanely high due to AI training centers buying all the RAM. Might also be why they are closing Blue Point as well. I mean, all these things I think are interconnected to a certain degree, you know. What you said right there, Kyle, about the cost of RAM skyrocketing because of the AI data centers. I know people are tired of hearing about it, but it's just true. It's, yes, all of these AI data, like when you're scrolling on social media and you see this random AI slop, and yes, I'm part of that, Gaming Survivor, Rich Rod, your AI slop songs. So I'm not saying I'm not guilty of it, but there is a price to be paid for all this. But it's not, I want to make it clear, it's not fair to fully place the blame on us and on the people scrolling because these companies want it that way. These companies are saying, no, this is fine. Like, this is another avenue for us to justify making the data centers and having this level of investment because there's a bigger picture goal that these companies are trying to achieve with AI that, again, it's supposed to revolutionize a lot of humanity. And in some areas it will. In others, it's not. But they're going to try. Let's read this. This is Xbox CEO Asha Sharma's email to employees. Sharma introduced herself in an email to Xbox employees where she outlined her vision for the brand going forward. So this is what the email reads. First, great games. Everything begins there. We must have great games, beloved by players, before we do anything. Unforgettable characters, stories that make us feel, innovate gameplay, and creative excellence. We will empower our studios, invest
Bots
in
like Colt
iconic
and Jez need to
franchises,
apologize to all you inbred green box
and
lovers. Jez, how dare you continue to work for a MS-based website? WTF is wrong with you?
who said that? Rich. Rich, can you give me can you wait till I'm done reading the email? I appreciate the direct donation, man. Let me finish reading the email. I'm sorry. I apologize on behalf of Rich. No more direct donations for like 5 minutes. Unforgettable characters, stories that make us feel, innovate gameplay, and creative excellence. We will empower our studios, invest in iconic franchises, and back bold new ideas. We will take risks. We will enter new categories and markets where we can add real value, grounded in what players care about most. Second, the return of Xbox. We will commit to our core Xbox fans and players, those who have invested with us for the past 25 years, and to the developers who build the expansive universes and experience that are embraced by players across the world. We will celebrate our roots with a renewed commitment to Xbox with the console, which has shaped who we are. Okay. It connects us to the players and fans who invest in Xbox and to the developers who build ambitious experiences for it. As monetization and AI evolve and influence this future, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Games are and always will be art, crafted by humans and created with the most innovative technology provided by us. Oh, okay. Oh. Bring back the Xbox console. Mm. Console wars are back on, baby. Let's go. She gets it. She gets it. She wants to bring the heat. She's going to be coming out and be like, Sony, Hiroki Totoki, Herman Holst, I'm coming for you, brother. All right. Do I believe it? It's hard to believe. It's very, very, like, it's hard to believe AI wasn't the one. I'm like, she had an AI write this for her. Okay. That would be lit. That would be lit. I don't think that's, dude, how crazy would it be, though? Like, how crazy would it be if it's like, like some of the first announcements she makes is like, we're canceling Magnus. And it's like, we're making a real console. How crazy would that? They're not going to do that. I think if I'm being more realistic about it, where it's like, what is she really saying here? I think you have to be able to kind of look past the PR speak. So, I mean, I don't know if she wrote that. I'm always very questionable. I question these emails. I don't think these emails are written alone. These companies have, very, very expensive and intense PR teams. They don't just let people do things. Okay. This was definitely fed through PR like 6 times at least before it was released. And I think that, like, the whole core tenets that she's laying out here. First, great games. And it's like, duh. I get it. Like, she has to say the right things. Like, yes, great. Of course. Like, fine. That's fine. Say what you got to say. You're going to make great games. All right. That's good to know. I don't know if you know what a good game is because you've never been involved in gaming. And maybe she secretly is a gamer, which would be surprising. But I don't know. Like, maybe she does know. We'll find out. The second thing here, so I want to focus on this. She says, we will commit to our core Xbox fans and players, those who have invested with us for the past 25 years. And so developers who build the expansive universes and experiences that are embraced by players across the world. We will celebrate our roots with a renewed commitment to Xbox with the console, which has shaped who we are. If I had to interpret what she's saying here without reading too deeply into it, I think she's just simply saying, like, yeah, we're going to definitely release Magnus still. Like, we're not canceling it. We're not canceling the upcoming Xbox Magnus. Don't worry. And I think that's a necessary thing to say. So I take back what I said earlier in the stream. I said I think Magnus is at risk of getting canceled. If this email, assuming this email isn't made up and this is a legit leak, to me that seems like, yeah, that seems to be just confirmation that all the work that's went into Magnus is going untouched. You know, she's not going to come in and cancel that. But outside of that, I mean, hold on. Did I get a direct donation? Oh, wait, yeah. So this last part she says, as monetization and AI evolve and influence the future, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Games are and always will be art crafted by humans. I mean, look, man, like, if there's one part of this email where I'm like, I don't believe a single word you just said, it's that part where it's like, you're the head of AI. We know why Microsoft appointed you as the CEO. We know why Microsoft chose you, somebody who's not involved with the Xbox division, not involved with the gaming division whatsoever, and has no experience with previous, gaming divisions. We know why they chose you over somebody who does work in the gaming division. Sir Digital Dude with a super chat says, Sony shutting down a small studio like Bluepoint yesterday seems like child's play now. LOL. Perhaps, depending on who you ask. Depending on who you ask. And guys, by the way, make sure you're hitting that like button for me. I'd really appreciate that. We're already at 179 likes. So thank you to everybody who is liking the stream. And thank you to everybody who's showing support for the stream. Really appreciate it, guys. There's another... You're saying I'm tired of stepping on eggshells and walking around the truth just so Xbots and micro-slop fanboys can feel okay. I don't know what there is to feel okay about. Truthfully. Like, to me, that is the truth. It's like, I mean, look. These are... Listen. There are people... I've been trying to avoid going down any specific road that leads to any type of extremism because the level of gaslighting is just simply unhealthy. The level of gaslighting is unhealthy because you will see people that, with the news of Bluepoint being closed yesterday, they will tell you that Sony is cooked and they are done, and you should have zero faith in Sony because of this. Be done. Be gone. Right? Those same people will look at what's going on with Microsoft here and tell you, I think this could be good. And that, to me, like that, you are gaslighting people and maybe yourself. That's not keeping the same energy. Keeping the same energy is understanding that what we just witnessed yesterday with Bluepoint is bad news for PlayStation players and potentially concerning for the leadership, specifically Herman Hulst. Like, what are you doing? It also means looking at this news that Phil's gone, Sarah Bond is gone, and now you have the head of Microsoft's AI taking over their gaming division. And you should not be coming to the conclusion that this is great news. I have a lot of hope. You should be concerned. I'm not telling you to throw your Xboxes out. I'm not telling you to unsubscribe from Game Pass. I'm telling you, I don't know that this is going to lead to better results. That's what I'm telling you. And it definitely makes me nervous when I see the new CEO writing emails that seem like she didn't even write them. They were written by Microsoft's PR. I would love to ask the CEO, give me 3 core. I want to pull like a Matan, like name me 10 Xbox studios. Name 10 Xbox studios. Name 10 Xbox games. I bet you she can't name 10 Xbox games. But you know what? I wouldn't make it 10. I'd be like, give me three staple pillar franchises of Xbox. And if she doesn't say Halo, Gears, and Forza, I'm going to be concerned. I'm going to be very concerned. I'll say, hey, what's the big holiday title that Xbox has coming this year? Something tells me she doesn't know it's Fable. Not a Banjo fan. How dare you? I'm just saying, this is why you gotta look at things for what they are. If Sony came in and replaced Hideaki Nishino with some dude that was the head of an AI company, I would literally be terrified. I would be like, guys, I'm pretty sure it's over. And I'm not kidding. That's actually how I would feel. If they hired the head, if Sony replaced Hideaki Nishino with some dude who was the head of a big prominent AI company, and then that CEO said, don't worry, guys, we're not going to AIify everything, I'd be like, you're a fucking liar, and I'm scared, and I don't believe you, and I'm pretty sure this is the beginning of the end. That's exactly how I would feel. And I'm pretty sure most PlayStation fans would share that sentiment. This is why I'm saying, if you look at the cascading events that have occurred with Xbox over the last 3 years specifically, ever since they announced they were acquiring ABK, I was just thinking about this 30 minutes before going live. I'm like, it's absolutely wild. What happened to Xbox, dude? Seriously, what happened? And I'm not saying all of Xbox. Clearly, Fable looks like it might be a good game. Forza Horizon 6 looks like it's going to be good. I'm still waiting for State of Decay 3. I'm not trying to make it a massive blanket statement like people do. Just I'm not trying to do it for PlayStation either, where it's when I say what's going on PlayStation, I'm not talking about Wolverine. You know what I mean? It should be implied I'm not talking about Wolverine. That's something that's going right. We're talking about the things that are going wrong. And when I say that about Xbox, what the hell happened? There's a lot of things that have went very wrong. Very, very wrong. Cataclysmically wrong. And this to me just feels bro, there's no possible way people can have faith in this, right? After everything that has happened, I'm not saying that means, abandon Xbox, but I just have to ask, for the people that are still on Xbox, what does this mean to you? I really have to ask that question because from the outside looking in, I'm like, bro, Phil was supposed to be the guy. Sarah Bond was supposed to be the woman. These were people that were supposed to lead Xbox to greatness over the course of 12 years. I just don't know where the optimism is being derived from at this point. That doesn't equate to, so it has to be pure pessimism. I'm not saying that, but there's got to be some level of skepticism here where it's this is, I don't know. Dwayne Johnson, a member for 18 months, says, MBG, do you want Herman to be fired with immediate, effective immediately, or should he resign? In regards to yesterday's news, why did they close the studio? I'll put it to you this way, Dwayne. If Herman announced he's stepping down tomorrow, I would be very okay. I'm not upset, and I think this might be a good thing. I would think that, because I do think that the previous person that was in charge of PlayStation Studios should have remained in charge. that being Shuhei Yoshida. I think I, more than anybody else, gave Herman, I'm like, this guy could be just as good. Why would I have reason to doubt him? He comes from Gorilla, you know? And that's why I don't want to take my prerogative here is not to take things away from these individuals. Phil has done great things over the course of his 38 years at Microsoft, undoubtedly. Herman Hulst has done great things. It's a matter of this specific position. I don't think you're the one that's qualified, and that's okay. You might be overqualified for another position and do fantastic and thrive in that position. But certain leadership roles need certain types of people.
XP content creators, how dare you continue to stay self-employed? MBG, GS and myself are giving you 10 days to stop XP enrichment or we will invade and end you.
Rich is literally, he left work and he's like, violence mode activate. Violence all the way. Rich is having a good old time. Rich is having a good old time, man. Never change, Rich. Easy Tone, you're saying this is turning into the craziest year of gaming news, but rip Bluepoint, we will never forget Herman and Sony. Never. We will never forget Bluepoint. Yeah, man, like, it pains me, dude. I have to admit, even on my video that I put out today, it pains me to see there are some people where they're really downplaying this. And I'm like, guys, you don't, like, I know that I can be a bit overly dramatic, and I get that. I can be annoying like that, but this is not good. If you, like, not to derail too much from the Xbox thing, but it's like, if you don't understand that Herman Hulst let Guerrilla Games make Fortnite Horizon for 7 years, he let them say, you can wait to make Horizon 3 till like the middle of next gen. Okay? Put out Fortnite Horizon after Concord happened. And then you watch in real time, it's like, we got to close Bluepoint. And I'm like, there's just no, again, I don't mean, I'm not saying this with any, I'm not yelling, I'm not crashing out. It's just, no. Wrong. And you messed up. Wrong decision. Dumb decision. And you know what? The only way I would change my mind on that is if somebody reached out to me or if I found out that it's like, actually there was like a major strife. If there was like somebody said that, they were like, maybe there was some kind of like massive strife with the leadership of Bluepoint and PlayStation, and it was just some kind of like, it just wasn't going to ever work for any reason. I would find that hard to believe because this is a studio that's worked with Sony for multiple generations. But I would need the details on that to be like, oh, okay, so this isn't what I thought it was. But from where I'm sitting, again, I understand my knowledge on the matter is limited, just like everybody else's, except if you were directly involved. But it is like, dude, why Bluepoint? What did they do to deserve that? Oh, they didn't make a game in 6 years. It's like, yeah, because Herman told them you can make a God of War live service. Why would he tell them that? I said it in my video, and I want to say this again, because I think this was the best line I said in my video. And I'm going to get back to the Xbox news, but I just got to get this out. It got me thinking about Bluepoint again. Herman Hulst's job as the head of PlayStation Studios is when a studio comes to him and they're like, Herman, we've been cooking, baby. Let me tell you. Here's our pitch. And they're excited. They're high-fiving. They're like, this is it. This is it. Let's go. Let's go. You know, maybe Herman gets caught up in that. Maybe Herman's like, maybe that's his weakness, is he's like, yes, yes, yes. Concord, yes. Like, and I get it. Like, maybe they are high on their own farts or something, where it's like they're getting hyped up over stuff that's like, whoa, guys, hold on. you know? Um, the thing I said in my video today was Herman's job is to give these studios rope responsibly, knowing that they might hang themselves with it, but you have to trust them. The last thing he should be doing is helping put the rope around their neck. That is bad leadership. And as far as I'm concerned, that's exactly what he did to Blue Point. And that's why, if you were to ask me, do I think he should be replaced, demoted, put somewhere else, go back to Gorilla, get somebody else in there, I say yes. Because only somebody out of touch and not thinking deeply enough about the long-term health of not an independent studio, but a smaller studio would let those guys run wild with the idea of a God of War live service game. So, yeah, hopefully that answers that. Um, we have Steelers. The Steelers says gaming gets better when Microsoft gets out of console gaming. Just make Flight Simulator and other PC junk. Damn, that's savage. Gaming straight up gets better when Xbox is gone. Oof. Oof. Platinum Achievement, you're saying Sony can shut every studio down and be fine. GTA 6 and every other third-party game is their core moneymakers. Bluepoint was making them nothing. That's true. And that's the savage, brutal reality from the business side. You're absolutely right. Sony, you're right. Sony doesn't need their first parties to make money on PlayStation. It is a rough reality, you know? Easy Tone says, one thing about Bluepoint since I missed the stream yesterday, look at their releases
As
before
MBG support,
Sony.
I have set our most fierce warriors including DA likes of GS to be on standby to strike if Xbots do not see Sol actions. Don't test US.
Thank you, Rich Rod. I'm glad you're at the forefront. He's got the shield up. He's got the spear up. He's like, I'm ready. I'm ready. Rich. Easy Tone, you're saying one thing about Bluepoint since I missed the stream yesterday. Look at their releases. Before Sony, they were cooking. New releases almost every year. No games in 5 years is totally on PlayStation. It is. It is. And that's sad. That makes me very sad. Because it like, again, who was managing them? Herman. Armani Coleman says Wolverine is going to be so satisfying. I hope they soon make a thing in the game where you can play as all the Fantastic Four. Well, I know there's an X-Men game that's going to be coming from Insomniac down the line. I don't know if the Fantastic Four will be part of that, but in any way. But Armani, yeah, I'm still excited for Wolverine, bro. I mean, the discussions have been away from Wolverine lately, but still very excited for it. Irvin says, control this dude. All right. Got a little bit off topic there. It's fine. I mean, I don't mind bringing up the Blue Point thing because that's fresh news too. You know, that we were probably going to talk more about it on Sunday as well. But it's okay, Steelers. It's okay. He says today was a good day. Well, listen, I have one more thing we have to read here. Okay, this is the write-up, the public write-up. So read a first note from Asha Sharma, the new CEO of Microsoft Gaming. Dear team, today I begin my role as CEO of Microsoft Gaming. I feel two things at once: humiliation and pain. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. God, I'm gonna ruin it. It's true what they say. I just can't help myself. I'm sorry. Let me just take a drink. I'm very thirsty. I know. I'm trolling. I'm sorry. I'm very thirsty. I just have to quench my thirst, and because this is a long message she wrote up. All right, let's try this again. Excuse me. God. What's happening? Meanwhile, literally trending right next to the note, Little Caesars worker lands knockout uppercut on aggressive customer. Like, what is going on out there? What is going on out there that's trending next to this Microsoft news, bro? The world is in shambles. I feel two things at once: humility and urgency. Humility, because this team has built something extraordinary over decades. Urgency, because gaming is in a period of rapid change, and we need to move with clarity and conviction. I'm stepping into work shaped by generations of artists, engineers, designers, writers, musicians, operators, and more who create worlds that have brought joy and deep personal meaning to hundreds of millions of players. The level of craft here is exceptional, and it is amplified by Xbox, which was founded in the belief that the power of games connect people and push the industry forward. Thank you to Phil for his leadership and to every studio, platform, and operational team that built this foundation. We are stewards of some of the most loved stories and characters in entertainment and bring players and creators together around the fun and community of gaming in entirely new ways. My first job is simple: understand what makes this work and protect it. That starts with 3 commitments. So I appreciate the honesty here. Before I continue, I got to say I appreciate the honesty. She's admitting she doesn't understand what makes this work. That's also why it's so deeply concerning. Phil, we come back. Phil's like, yo, gonna be begging for me. Come back. She continues by saying, oh, hold on. So, 3 commitments. First, great games. Not just good games. Great. They're great. I'm losing it. This is what happens when I stream later. Everything begins here. We must have great games beloved by players before we do anything. Unforgettable characters, story that make us feel, innovative gameplay. Oh, is this just the same thing she said in an email? Wait, did we read this already? Is this the same thing we already read? No, hold on. There's some new things here too. Innovative gameplay, creative excellence. We will empower our studios, invest in iconic franchises. Okay, we read that part. She says, I promoted Matt Booty Cheeks in honor of his commitment. He understands the craft and the challenge of building great games, has led teams that deliver award-winning work, and has earned the trust of game developers across the industry. Second, the return of Xbox. We will recommit to our core Xbox fans and players for those who are left and haven't already abandoned ship. I'm sorry, guys. Those who have invested with us for more than the past 25 years, and to the developers who built the expansive universes, we will celebrate. Okay, so she continues. Gaming now lives across devices, not within the limits of any single piece of hardware. As we expand across PC, mobile, and cloud, Xbox should feel seamless, instant, and worthy of the communities we serve. We will break down barriers so developers can build once and reach players everywhere without compromise. Third, the future of play. We are witnessing the reinvention of play. To meet the moment, we will invent new business models. Here it is. Here it is, guys. We're reinventing the fucking wheel in gaming. I started saying great games and a recommitment to Xbox. I'm finishing by saying we are reinventing this son of a bitch. You know why? Because we know what we're doing. Yeah. Oh my God. They got Macho Man Randy Savage. They got Macho Man as the fucking CEO. We're the cream of the crop. Oh my God, bro. Why is that? Why is that the energy that's coming out of me as I'm reading this email, though? That's the crazy thing. A square wheel. Oh man, it's just this part of the message just makes me feel so like what are you about to do, Asha? What are you about to do? Oh no. Snap into a slim Phil. Oh my God, bro. That's funny because he is very slim now. Oh yeah. Let me see. Can I read this in Macho Man Randy Savage's voice?
To meet in the moment, we will invent new business models and new ways to play by leaning into what we already have. Iconic teams, characters, and worlds that people love, brother. But we will not treat those worlds as static IP to milk and monetize. We will build a shared platform and tools to empower developers and players to create and share their own stories.
Oh my God. Okay. I have destroyed this woman's message. You know, though, Microsoft PR, if you're hiring, I can help you. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. I'm not sure if it would help or not. It's still not over. As monetization and AI evolve and influence this future, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Can we just take a second to acknowledge that Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella said like a month ago, we need to stop with the term AI slop. He said that. He was like, I don't want to hear no AI slop. Come on. Meanwhile, the new Xbox CEO, AI slop.
AI slop, brother.
I mean, dude, like, I appreciate that. I do appreciate that she's willing to say that earnestly. Okay. The AI slop, it's got to stop. Games are always and will be art. So she says the next
25 years belong to the teams who dare to build something surprising, something no one else is willing to try, and have the patience to see it through. We've done this before, and I'm here to help us do it again. I want to return to the renegade spirit that built Xbox in the first place. It will require us to relentlessly question everything, revisit processes, protect what works, and be brave enough to change what does not. Thank you for welcoming me into this journey. Snap it to an Xbox.
There we go. That's it. That's the write up, man. Am I drunk? I'm not drunk. This is not alcohol. This is a bubbly seltzer water. I'm just this messed up, bro. Normally, this is me. You should have seen what my day was like. I sound more like Dutch. Wait, hold on. Is that true? I sound more like Dutch than Macho Man? That can't be true. Now you're messing with my head. Dutch doesn't sound like that. Dutch, he's like, I got a plan, Arthur. Like that's Dutch. And then Arthur's like, I don't know, Dutch. You know, that's like, to me, that's Dutch and Arthur. There's more. Check the chat Discord. I hate you, bro. We could have been rich, but you never accepted the Phil influencer bag. Yo, I don't know. There's still time. They got a new CEO in there. I don't know. Maybe I'm rethinking. That's pretty good. Thank you. Did I spit on my camera? I spit somewhere. I don't think it landed on the camera. You're telling me to check gaming. All right, hold on. Spitting everywhere. I'm losing it. This is what happens when I stream in the evening. Hold on. You said gaming chat, right? Let's see. Oh, here we go. Now we got an email from fucking Satya Nadella. God, it just doesn't stop. Well, who should say? Wait, what is Ultimate Warrior? I can't do Ultimate Warrior because Ultimate Warrior just screams. Ultimate Warrior, it's all he does is scream. Gaming has been part of the Microsoft fucking enterprise from the start. Like, I mean, geez, man, just maybe I could do I don't know. Like, who would Satya Nadella sound like? I mean, he's got an interesting voice. What kind, is he an Indian accent? Gaming has been part of Microsoft from the start. Okay, that's no. All right, we're about to get real racist up in here. I'm gonna just stop. I tried. I look. I was just trying to sound like Satya Nadella. I can't do it. That was too aggressive. That was that was like too stereotypical Indian, not going down that road. It'd be like it's like, let me attempt to do my Hiroki Totoki impression. It's like, oh God, like bro doesn't even speak English. Don't do it. It was almost great. It was almost great. It could have been great. And there he goes. He took it too far. Do Hulk. What is it? Hulk, he's like Hulkamania is coming for you, bro. He sounds him and like Macho Man kind of sound similar though, don't they? MBG, you're doing great. Platinum Achievement says, not gonna lie, didn't expect the racism. I wasn't trying to be. Look, I'm not trying to be racist. I did the Herman Holst impression yesterday. I took a chance, thinking I could do the Satya Nadella. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. All right. So I apologize if I offended anybody. That was not my intent. How was my Herman Holst impression, by the way, yesterday? Was that did I nail that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if yeah. What is I don't know. These days, everything, not everything, but things that I think otherwise would not be considered racist are now considered racist. But then there's actually like really blatantly racist things that people are like, no, it's fine, dude. All right. Do it again. I'm not doing it again. I should probably just read what he said. God, man. Now there's going to be this. I just created an expectation now every time I read something. It's like, do voices. Wait. Okay, it was in the Discord. So Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella in an email says, oh my God. Why is this email this long, bro? Are you fucking shitting me? I'm really glad I didn't do the voice. Herman is canceled around these parts. He is. Dilla, you're heading out, man. I appreciate you stopping by. We'll be back here on Sunday. I'm definitely gonna not stream tomorrow. I gotta at least take, show it on screen. That's not that important. It's just the email from Satya Nadella, All right. All right, let me get back on track here. I'm getting too crazy. So, all right. This should hopefully be the last email we read, but I guess it's worth seeing what Satya Nadella has to say. I'm curious to see how PR laden this email is. Gaming has been part of Microsoft from the start. Bitches, Flight Simulator shipped before Windows, and you can practically ray trace a line from direct. This is real. This is really. You can practically ray trace a line from DirectX in the 90s to the accelerated compute era we're in today. I love the idea that this is how Satya sounds when he's fucking writing this shit. As we celebrate Xbox's 25th year, the opportunity and innovation agenda in front of us is expansive. Today, we reach over 500 million motherfucking active users and a top publisher across all platforms, including PlayStation, and continue to innovate across gaming hardware, content, and community in service of creators and players everywhere. He's not playing, dude. This guy ain't playing. I am long on gaming. I don't know what that means. Hold on. What does that mean? He said, I'm long on gaming. What does that mean? I don't like the way that sounds. Meaning long-term investment. Got it. You're right. That's obviously what he meant. I'm not sure what I was thinking. That's what Satya meant. It looks like an AI email. You don't want to know what he meant. All right. He says, I am long on gaming and its role at the center of our consumer ambition. And as we look ahead, I'm excited to share that Asha Sharma will become Executive Vice President and CEO of Microsoft Gaming, reporting to me. Over the last 2 years at Microsoft and previously as Chief Operating Officer at Instacart and a Vice President at Meta, Asha has helped build and scale services that reach billions of people and support thriving consumer and developer ecosystems. She brings deep experience building and growing platforms, aligning business models to long term value and operating at global scale, which will be critical in leading our gaming business into its next era of growth. Matt Booty Cheeks will become Executive Vice President and Chief Content Officer, reporting to Asha. Matt's career reflects a lifelong commitment to games and to the people who make them. Under his leadership, Microsoft Gaming has grown to span nearly 40 studios across Xbox, Bethesda, Activision Blizzard, and King. He did that. That's right. Matt Booty Cheeks did that. Definitely not Microsoft's bank account, which are home to beloved franchises including Halo, The Elder Scrolls, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Diablo, Candy Crush, and Fallout. Together, Asha and Matt have the right combination of consumer product leadership and gaming depth to push our platform innovation and content pipeline forward. Last year, Phil Spencer made the decision to not do anything. I want to thank Phil for his extraordinary leadership and partnership. Over 38 years at Microsoft, including 12 years leading gaming, 12 too long. Phil helped transform what we do and how we do it. That's why we're making this change. He expanded our reach across PC, mobile, and cloud, and PlayStation, nearly tripled the size of the business, helped shape our strategy through the acquisitions of Activision Blizzard, ZeniMax, and Minecraft, and strengthened our culture across our studios and platform. I've long admired Phil's unwavering commitment to lying to players and creators and his team, and I'm personally grateful for his leadership and counsel. He will continue working closely with Asha to ensure a smooth transition, even though he's retiring on Monday. And that's the email from Satya Nadella. So there you go. Vlond, you're saying Phil with AI person. I think Elon started by the end of the year. AI, he talked about AI video games will become real, and he's been wrong on predictions in the past. Well, I mean, dude. I mean, people just need. There was a video I watched yesterday from Rick Beato. Do you guys know Rick Beato? Easy Tone, you're saying they all suck, but I didn't expect Booty to be the only one to survive out of Phil, Sarah, and him. Dude, what the, like, I need to know what the hell Matt Booty has ever done. Like, I'm not even trying to be rude. I'm serious. Like, I genuinely don't understand. Like, I think he was involved with Minecraft, which I guess, yeah, that's good. I mean, Minecraft's huge, absolutely huge. But after he like got promoted, I'm like, what has he ever done? I'm serious. Like, I actually don't, like, I almost feel like that dude was just like lying in wait in the shadows. Like, somehow convincing Phil and everybody, like, I'm doing stuff. Don't you worry about it. I'm definitely doing stuff. But here's the thing about Matt Booty and why it's like, dude, how are you here? How did you survive, bro? This is the same guy that got caught in an email being like, Phil, listen, I got the plan. I know how we're going to kill Sony. Okay. I'm like, why do I sound like Alex Jones? What the fuck? I'm not even trying to do an Alex Jones. For some reason, Matt Booty sounds a lot like Alex Jones. He's like, I know what we're going to do. All right. Listen. We're going to spend Sony out of business. We're going to outspend them. Do you see how rich we are? Do you know how many stockpiles we got? Spend them out of business. But really, that's what Matt Booty was doing. That's what he was doing. Oh, yeah, he didn't say a damn word about Sarah Bond. Like, Sarah who? I didn't even know she was still working here. That's cold, dude. That is cold, man. Yo, Hotshot, that's also cold. Definitely not QA control over the games being made under their leadership. Like, I mean, in all seriousness, all jokes aside, I think this is so we'll obviously talk more about this on Sunday because this is all just kind of, off the cuff and we're reacting to it in real time. But yeah, have some goddamn faith, Xbox players. I have. They basically brought Dutch in. I have a plan, Xbox. I have a plan. We just need money. I mean, dude. Satya's like, you get it. You get it. Promote her. Phil, we're done. One last score. I feel like I need to go see. All right, Irfan, thank you so much for hanging out. It's 3 a.m. where you are. Damn, that's commitment, man. Thank you. Get some rest, bro. Get some rest. Perfect image. Oh, you have a rap as well. It's gonna be fire. You think Matt was responsible for negotiating a lot of the studio deals? Yeah, I mean, I'm kidding, of course. Like, obviously, he's done stuff at Microsoft. He must have done something right to not, you know, be part of this kind of like we're clearing house and to actually get promoted. So I guess we'll see what he does, man. I mean, this is a different combo. We're gonna have this Asha Arma person who's never been involved with gaming at the top, and then you're gonna have Matt Booty, below her. That's that's a crazy sentence. Um, and he's gonna be reporting. So I guess we're. I mean, I assume most of the decisions. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the way it's gonna work, I do know. The way it's gonna work is this Asha person has a vision that she's planning on executing on. She has a plan, like she really does. And Matt Booty's going to be the one to go out and do her bidding and like execute on it. And it's going to be really interesting to see what is different. Like what decisions are like, oh, that's different. Like that's not something you would see with Phil Spencer or Sarah Bond at the helm. That is going to be, fascinating to watch. And Platinum Achievement, you're saying Booty worked for Midway back in the day, old school Mortal Kombat and NBA Jam games, then caught in Minecraft, I think. Yo, that actually shout out to Matt Booty if that's true. That's pretty cool. That's what's interesting about some of these guys, man. These executives, if you were like go all the way back, they have like some crazy history in gaming. So I guess it's at the very least, I'll say this: it is good that Matt Booty. It's good that they didn't replace every single leadership role with people not involved with games. That would to me that would be apocalyptic. You know, Matt Booty still, he's been involved with games for many years. So at the very least, maybe I'm being too lenient here, but at the very least there is that. But at the end of the day, he's going to be doing the bidding of this Asha person, and I have to admit my curiosity is piqued. It is. I want to know what's going to be different. I mean, I hear the things she's saying. She's outlining 3 core pillars, and I'm like, the first 2 core pillars, that sounds like Phil Spencer. It sounds like you're reiterating things that Phil Spencer has said many times over. The third one is what's most interesting. This new era of growth and ambition. I'm like, oh, what does that mean exactly? Because I'm not. That that sounds that sounds like it could potentially become nefarious, you know. Vlund, you're saying amazing how the bad info about Blue Point was just yesterday. When I saw Connie Booth and others were removed from Sony, I knew it would happen to Microsoft. Yeah, the Connie Booth thing. You know what's crazy about that? So many people don't even know about that. Like that went under the radar. Like people don't understand that Connie Booth was like the biggest producer for PlayStation that was largely responsible for like chances are if you think of a game that you played between the PlayStation 1 and 4, Connie Booth probably had something to do with the production of that game. And yeah, she was just like abruptly fired. And this is something I try to point out to people, it's not because it's like I'm looking to dump on Sony because that's just what I want to do for fun. No, it's just in case you're wondering who they replaced Connie Booth with, Angie Smets from Guerrilla Games. So I heard she's good. I heard she's good at what she does, and she's a great person, production wise. But I do find that very interesting. It's like, so you're telling me the two people running the ship at PlayStation Studios are both from Guerrilla Games? This is why when people kind of call Sony out, where it's like, "What are you doing with Horizon, guys? It's a little much." It's like, no. What are you talking about? Meanwhile, like the two main executives at PlayStation Studios come from Guerrilla Games. It's like, oh, well, that might explain it. You're saying F Sony, they have to redeem themselves after yesterday. She was basically the mediator for many projects. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. There's definitely some spooky stuff going on at Sony. I can't deny. Like, look, man, just to kind of like branch off again for a moment, because, I think people, when they hear my reaction to yesterday's news and when they see me make a video like I made today and I continue to talk about it, some people I think interpret it as like, so I guess you're jumping ship. And it's like, I don't, first off, I hate that term because like we're past that point, guys. Like it's clear I'm going to go down with the ship because where am I jumping to? Like, well, I'm going to jump in the water, guys, and I'm not gaming anymore. You know? Like, Sony just promoted a producer from Santa Monica Studios, did they? Uh, did that just happen, Webfight Gamer? People tell me like you should go to PC gaming, but it's like I'm not. We good? We lost connection for a second there. They sniped me. We're back. We're back, right? We're good. We're good. I'm gonna give it a second. I think it's delayed for some people. Yeah, the internet just like cut out. Everybody refresh. Bring back Johnny PlayStation. Yeah, I don't know why that happened. That was weird. The connection just dropped. Yeah, they're after me. They're after me. They don't like my impressions. They don't like me making a joke of it. I offended Nutella. Well, I was talking about Sony. Sony's watching me, bro. They're like, MBG, we told you. See, we told you you got 24 hours to talk about the Blue Point shit, and then we're gonna have a diversion. And once that diversion comes out, Microsoft's gonna provide it for us. You don't talk about that no more. We told you, MBG. I'm like, no, no, no. Herman's yacht is outside my door. I mean, look, man. I encounter people that are already done with PlayStation. I've encountered people yesterday that are like, I'm done. Like I'm like the Blue Point games was it. Or they were already done a while ago and they're like, see, this is why I was done. And I get it. I can respect it. I'm like, yeah, man, if you don't like PlayStation anymore, you shouldn't be playing on PlayStation. If you can't support what Sony's doing, don't. You know? And yeah, I see a lot of people like that too, Devil Shooter. They're like kind of half and half. They accept that there are things that Sony is going to do that they're interested in, but they also accept and understand that a lot of what Sony does they despise or how they just are not rocking with, And I respect that too. For me, I have to admit that like I have a level of investment in PlayStation that I've made over the last like 7 years and prior to that, I mean, I'm talking more about like the modern, like I'm trophy hunting, buying physical games, the digital games I have, just making it my gaming home, so to speak. But also the history I have growing up with the PS1, the PS2. I was there for the PS3 and late to the PS4. And I have a deep history with PlayStation. And so there's this it's why I like the frustration I feel is so real because I'm like, don't, like, Sony, please don't go in this direction in the way that I think that, like, you closing down Blue Point Games tells me something, man, and I do not like what it's telling me. And I encounter the opposite. I encounter PlayStation guys that are like, "Stop, man, you're being over dramatic. Who cares about Blue Point? Like, it's fine. PlayStation's still dominating." And I'm like, "This isn't about PlayStation domination." I know Sony's earnings are great. PS5 sales are great. GTA 6 is still coming. You know, there's still many great games I'm gonna be playing on my PlayStation. I'm not denying any of that. Like, Wolverine still looks fucking awesome, but it's like they killed Blue Point, dude. Like, I don't think like some of the fans that are upset realize, like, dude, Blue Point could have done a Legend of Dragoon remake. They could have. Oh my god, dude, I gotta tell you this too. I totally forgot to talk about this. I might, you know, if you guys hear me repeating certain things on Sunday, it's fine. But I need to put this out now because it's at the top of my mind, dude. I saw some people on Twitter today and yesterday celebrating the closure of Blue Point Games, and the reason why they were celebrating it was because they had this compilation image, and they were of the original Demon Souls and Demon Souls remake, and they were basically saying that Blue Point did a horrific job, and they completely butchered the art style and the artistic integrity of Demon Souls, and I was very surprised to see how many people were like, yes, fuck them and fuck their remake. And I'm like, yo, what? Like, I was genuinely shocked. I'm like, what? But I mean, when I was looking at the images, I'm like, yeah, okay, I can see how like this would upset some people, but I don't know, man. Like, I'm just like, really? Like, you think they deserve to be closed because of that? That's kind of wild, man. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to continue to harp on it for like weeks and months to come. I just think that there's a fear that PlayStation fans have, and I think it's a valid fear. And I especially have it because I watched it happen with Microsoft,
Xbox.
dude,
PS borders are
in
closed.
real
Do
time.
not cross. If you do and family separations happens, that is on you. Come the right way and I vet you. Keep her trash at XP.
Rich, Jesus. Rich is still going. Rich is still going, man. Rich, thank you. Thank you, bro. Um, Stop worrying about things you don't have control over and just game. In reality, this isn't real problems. I mean, yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Like, totally disconnected from conversing on the internet and just engaging with games in real life. I agree mostly, but there is that just kind of like pour one out for Blue Point because man, I was there at the launch of Demon Souls and I played Shadow of the Colossus remake and I remember playing the Metal Gear Solid HD collection back in the days and shout out to those guys. They did a fantastic job. It's sad to think that we're just not going to get anything like that from them again. It's over, you know? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, is like, does this ruin my gaming life? No, but the thing I'm just concerned about is there being some kind of rot inside of PlayStation that, you know, it you can't let these things fester. You can't. The rot for Xbox settled in towards the end of the 360 generation when they were riding high and they got somewhat, if not complacent, I guess just kind of overly ambitious. And then you get executives like Don Matrick and Phil Spencer was there too, and other people, that also departed the company, and they were all like, "This is a good idea," and it's like that's the rot. Like you're chasing Connect, you're chasing TV, you're chasing audiences that don't want to fucking be on your platform, and have made the decision to not be on your platform. And you're doing so at the expense of the fans that you do have. And it's all in the name of growth. And that's the rot. The growth is the rot. Not the growth itself, the unrelenting need, the unsatiable need for growth where it can never be satiated. That's the rot. And I fear that that's beginning to really set in at PlayStation where, it's like, guys, don't get me wrong. I know you got to grow. You always got to find ways to improve, reach new markets, and expand. I get that, but like, can we just like take it easy here? Like, does it have to be so rapid and so aggressive? And I just feel like there's a recklessness to it all where it's like nothing's wrong with wanting to run your business well and make more money and find further growth, but so many mistakes, stepping on this many rakes that are just right in front of you. Like, all you got to do is stop for a second, sidestep it, and now move forward. And the unwillingness to do that in some instances. And Microsoft is guilty of that as well. All of these companies are guilty of that. And that's the rot that, like, I'm genuinely concerned about, where it's like the people who are like, everything's fine. Yeah, for now. But if this rot continues to settle in, it's not going to be. It's only a matter of time. And I'm not trying to be alarmist or doomer, but it's like there's a precedent for this. And, sometimes you just got to wait and see it out before people realize, oh, right. So I'm not saying you should hate Herman Holst, but I think we should understand that Herman is very much on board with, yes, we do want Horizon Hunters Gathering to be our Fortnite. And that's where it's like, you guys hearing this? Like, and then like everybody in the boardroom, somebody's like, yes, we do hear that. That sounds swell. And I'm like, Shoo, where are you? Like, Shoo, Sean, somebody, Andrew House, Jack Trent, anybody, help. Like, that's what it starts to feel like, man, where it's like, why are they? And they're like, you will play Wolverine. You will play Intergalactic. It's like, yeah, I will. Why do you look like that? What's going on? And they're just like, they're they're just fantasizing. They're like, Fortnite, GTA Online, Minecraft, Roblox, like it's scary, man. It's scary because I'm witnessing like, holy shit, there really is a new age of game and gamer, and these executives are absolutely all over it. Josh Z says, my Phil Spencer prediction is he will become the right-hand man of everyone's favorite gaming event host. Yo, wait, whoa. So Josh, you think Phil is going to start to run some of these shows with Jeff Keighley? I don't know, man. I don't know if that's exactly what you're insinuating there, but it sounds like it is, and that would be fascinating. Roblox is as big as PlayStation and as big as Sony soon. I know, and that's terrifying. Like that, dude, that makes me realize that I don't think anything I'm saying actually matters, like at all. Like anything I'm hoping to happen is not going to happen, because it's like, bro, you don't, like, listen, these corporations are they're zombified, stupefied is the word. They're stupefied by this because they can see it like the same way, like MBG, you know how you look at your YouTube analytics and there's very obvious things that the analytics reveal to you that normal people just as viewers would have no idea, but those analytics inform your decisions and tell you what you should or shouldn't do, or what what all that stuff. They're seeing that on the highest possible level in gaming. where it's like they probably look at Roblox and Fortnite combined on their platform alone, let alone all the other platforms, and cry themselves to sleep at night because they're like, why can't that be us? Why can't that be us? But then you also have ambitious career men and women that are like, that can be me. I'll be the one. Like, I can be the one. Like, that's why I think Herman isn't giving up. That's why I think Herman is still like, Team LFG might be the one. You know, this Horizon Hunters Gathering might be the one. And it's true. It is true that I told you guys, if there's anything, Helldivers 2 did inform Sony. Helldivers 2 told Sony that you never know which game's going to be the one. Sony didn't think that would be the game, and it was the game. So if anything, it can be like a double-edged sword where now they're going to take that same approach with other live service games. And, you know, you start to question, well, like, what's the cost associated here? A lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of development resource, and a lot of faith, possibly misguided faith. Did you see that Asha did an interview with Righty? No, I did not see that. Polygons. Let me see. Asha Sharma Righty. Let me see. I didn't know she. Oh, here we go. New Microsoft Gaming CEO Asha Sharma on what makes a great game, having no tolerance for bad AI, and replacing Phil Spencer. It's a dawn of a new era for Xbox. On Friday, Microsoft Gaming announced the longtime leader Phil Spencer would be retiring as CEO, and that Asha Sharma, Microsoft's core AI head of product development, had been named his successor. With Phil Spencer having been a staple in the gaming community for decades, Sharma knows she has some big shoes to fill, telling Variety in an interview she has deep respect for Spencer's leadership and the legacy he's leaving behind to her and now Chief Content Officer Matt Booty. Sharma was quick in laying out her top priorities for Microsoft Gaming in an internal memo announcement of her promotion, noting great games, the return of Xbox, and the future of play as her three main commitments to the gaming community. So first, what makes a great game for Sharma, whose roles prior to Core AI include top positions at Instacart and Meta? The new Microsoft Gaming CEO says it's all about games with, quote, deep emotional resonance and a distinct point of view. She wants to develop stories that make players feel something. Jesus, with these ads. Sorry. That she wants to develop stories that make players feel something, like the kind of feelings Campo Santo's 2016 first-person mystery Firewatch elicited in her. Oh, hold on. So she is a gamer. She played Firewatch. What happened to the snake poster? You can blame Clark. Bro ripped it down. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, hold on. Maybe yeah, it's I don't want to talk about it. Clark's been pissing me off these days. Wait, why am I brave, MBG? Why am I brave? Sharma takes on the mantles as head of the leading competitor to Sony's PlayStation and Nintendo, knowing full well she's entering the role as an outsider to the larger gaming community and has, quote, she says, quote, a lot to learn still, but sees that as an asset with a commitment to being grounded in what the community is telling us. Dude, you know, I will say it is interesting to think that. Oh, thank you, Devil Shooter. I appreciate that. Oh, Brave, the browser Brave. I'm like, yo, why you call me Brave? Yeah, MBG, sure. She plays video games whilst also having 5 CEO level jobs by the age of 36. Oh my god. What is that? Like, dude, that sounds insane. By age 36, 5 CEO positions, what? What? What kind of human being do you have to be? Are you even human? Are you even human? Dude, it's so weird to think that, like, man, I can't even imagine
what type of lifestyle you have to live. Like it's difficult for me to imagine that because I'm just like I don't know. It has to be something so not normal. But, I mean, people people seek people are ambitious, you know? That's a combo of knowing people and being savage as fuck in the business space. Yeah. Do you bleed? You will. That's dude, okay, so the thing that's interesting about this interview is how it is leaning more towards her inexperience, and she says she has a lot to learn but sees it as an asset because um it's a commitment to quote being grounded in what the community is telling us. I'm coming into gaming as a platform builder. My goal is to earn the right to be trusted by players and developers and show the fan base that consistency over time. In her interview with Variety, Sharma acknowledged the tumultuous state of the gaming industry, referencing Matthew Ball's recent State of Video Gaming in 2026 report as evidence of the larger, quote, transformation of the sector, and it's protecting it's protecting what we believe in while remaining open-minded about the future. Due to her strong background in AI, initial reactions to Sharma's appointment have raised concerns about what her specific views are on the use of generative AI in game development. Sharma says her stance is simple. She has no tolerance for bad AI. That's a tough one because a lot of people just straight up view all AI as bad. Platinum Achievement, you're saying confused, so all PlayStation CEOs can't be gamers then. Exactly. Herman ain't gaming. To be honest, I think the struggle here, if we're being more realistic about it, the struggle is what standing there with the red glasses and the assault rifle, what kind of gamer are you? You know? It's like that. And I think the sad truth is like with almost all gaming CEOs, it's like, oh, you're that kind of gamer, you know? I don't think any of these gaming CEOs are truly hardcore gamers, man. And I don't think they are because I don't think they would be in the position they're in. Is it possible? I mean, I don't know. I would love to know more about Hideaki Nishino. Like that guy comes across to me as maybe like he might low key be a hardcore ass gamer, but like secretly. But I feel like if he was, he would be flexing that. That's what made Shuhei Yoshida fucking cool as fuck, dude. Is like Shuhei Yoshida was in this like prime executive position at PlayStation and is like, yeah, I platinum Bloodborne. Like, and he was like, there was like he would do videos of like him playing Bloodborne and stuff. And I mean, he was the real deal. And it's like that. I don't think we quite understood when we saw something like that, that is a unicorn in at this level of business. Shuhei Yoshida is kind of like a unicorn in that sense. Like I think Phil is a gamer. I think Phil's kind of proof also that you can be a gamer, but like I don't know. I think Herman's probably a gamer. I feel like Herman has to be like sure. Like Herman, you beat Astrobot, right? Did you play Ghost of Yotei, Herman? Hmm? Hmm? Herman, we talked about this. Maybe there should just be a fucking requirement. Do you think Herman got the Concord Platinum? He probably didn't. That motherfucker. No, I don't think so. I don't think so, Hotshot. 38 years of gaming and working at Xbox. He says he retired, and all the Sony fanboys say he got fired. Shaking my head. What more does anyone want from Phil? If it wasn't for him, Xbox would have died a long time ago. But Neutral Zone. What about when Jim Ryan retired and had 3 months still left to work at Sony, and they threw him a throwing away party? We're throwing Jim Ryan away, a going away or a retirement party But like that's all people says. Like, yeah, he got fired, out, bye, see ya. Sony doesn't want you anymore. And I agreed. I mostly agreed. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. Like, dude, you have to have some level of understanding of how these businesses work, dude. According to Jez Corden, there's currently no changes planned to the current Xbox Next Gen strategy for now. So he's looking to get more info. There's no way. I don't believe that. I don't believe that just because then what's the point of this change? Like, what would be the point of this? I don't know. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, look, man. Maybe Phil had enough. I don't know. Maybe Phil really was just like, I'm fucking done, dude. Like, I'm done. Like, I can't do this no more. I mean, have you seen the guy? I'm not even, and I don't mean that in a mean way. I'm like, people were like asking, like, yo, is he okay? The last few times we've seen him, he doesn't look very healthy. He's looked like, skinny to, and his face was like sunken in. And it's like, dude, are you okay? And I like, you do have to wonder if like, it's like, yeah, like I need to leave. My soul is gone. Like, this is too much. I can't even imagine, dude. I wouldn't last a week dealing with these fucking corpos, man. I could never. And look at me. Look at me where I am now. Of course I would never work in a corporation. Like I literally couldn't. I would get fired immediately. So I don't know. Like I look at Jim Ryan and it's like maybe Jim, it was the same thing. He's like, I'm fucking tired and I'm done, dude. Leave me alone. I just want to go drink my wine. Like I'm tired of this bullshit. I think sometimes we do forget that this is a job for these people. You know what I mean? Like they are asked to work very, very hard. Even though they might make some dumbass decisions, they still have to put the time and effort in. That's why they get paid the big bucks. I don't feel sorry for them. That's what they wanted. That's what they want. They want to get the salaries. They want to get the cush job, with all the benefits and the retirement fund and all that shit. It's like, yeah, but, I imagine, yeah, there's a lot that probably goes into it. So I don't know. I'm wondering if maybe, if nothing's going to change over the next like year and a half, then I would believe. If nothing changes, then I do believe Phil just retired. He's like, I was going to try to hold out, but I'm tired, man. I'm done. Phil often joked that he didn't work enough.
You see, MBG? Jez is still freaking coping. He needs to be held accountable for assisting in the downfall of XP. He needs to grow up and be fired.
Jesus. Rich, calm down. I don't think he needs to be fired, but you know what Jez shouldn't tweet though? He definitely shouldn't tweet Xbox Magnus isn't getting canceled. That's just fanboy coat. Do not tweet that. Do not. Okay? I think he knows that. He said he lost weight because he wasn't feeling good with all the weight. He looks sick because we're used to seeing him fat. I don't think Phil ever really was. I mean, there was like only one period of time where he looked like he gained a significant amount of weight, but generally speaking, I thought he looked fine. But, I don't know. Some people are very, very self-conscious about their weight to a degree where, like, if they even gain a little bit, they're like, nope, this is unacceptable. But it was, like, really noticeable. It was, like, really noticeable with Phil. Where it's like, dude, you don't look too good. Like, people were genuinely concerned. But, as long as I don't wish any ill will on him, obviously I don't want him. He seems just like a dude, trying to live his life. I would assume. Listen, Phil's a Tool fan. Okay? I talked about this before. I got to give credit to Phil. He's a fan of Tool, and I'm like, I can respect that. I think Phil just wants to jam. I think that's what he wants to do. He wants to retire. He wants to jam. He wants to listen to Tool all day. He wants to go to Tool concerts. According to Detective Seeds, Phil will be staying on in an advisory role until summer to ensure a smooth transition. Yeah, I could see that. It makes sense. If that's the case, then yeah, maybe he really did just retire. MBG games in early development may be reviewed. Well, uh, let me see. Let me just finish reading this. This isn't much longer. It says, in her interview with Variety. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, so she's talking about AI. She says she has no tolerance for bad AI. AI has long been a part of gaming and will continue to be. Sharma said, noting that gaming needs new growth engines, but that great stories are created by humans. Phil Spencer's exit. Okay, well, now that's it. So they're not. I don't think we really know what this means yet fully. After reading everything, I've read every email, I've read every press release, I read the tweets, and it all really just seems to me like I don't think anybody can say for certain what this means. I will give my best interpretation though. All right. The thing that I'm focused on most about everything I just read is these three core tenets that she keeps talking about. Like she's trying to lay a foundation. And I think it's really not anything different than what we've been seeing from Phil Spencer and his team for the last like 3 to 4 years, especially the last 2. Yeah, it's just PR, but I think the takeaway message here is this. We're still going to make games, okay? We're still going to make games. Don't really think that needed to be stated, but they understand. This is just like a, big moment. Phil's retiring. Maybe they're not going to make games anymore. The second thing is we're still making an Xbox. I know. That's crazy that has to be reiterated. Xbox is still making Xbox. Wild times. It's the third point that I think is the most revealing. The third point is the one where I think people need to buckle up. Because I think this is where, low key, they're trying to tell you. Like, the third point is all about transformation, new business models, new growth avenues. Buckle up. Because this is, if you want to know how this young woman, I say young, I mean, she's older than me, but, relative to the position that she's taking, CEO position, if you want to know how she got here, you're going to find out. Oh, you're going to find out. And, I don't think, as I said earlier, I don't think there's much reason to have good faith in Xbox at this point. If you are somebody who has been annoyed by the aggressive push that Microsoft as a corporation has been making with AI, if that's something that's been bothering you, especially on the gaming side, potentially, you need to buckle up because that's only going to ramp up tenfold. She also communicates that she has a lot to learn and she wants to listen to the community. I don't believe she will listen to the community. I do believe this person is probably smart enough to know, or if she doesn't know, she will be informed by those around her. The community is going to tell you, please make another Xbox and please go back to exclusives and please do all the things that made Xbox great during the Xbox 360 era. I think you will see the community saying that and requesting that and basically just asking the Xbox division to go back to what made Xbox what it was. And she's not going to do that because she will get fired. She will lose her position as CEO. make no mistake, in the same way that Herman Hulst is just trying to appease Hiroki Totoki right now, because Hiroki Totoki is just trying to appease the shareholders, this new woman that's taken over Phil's position only looking to appease Satya Nadella and the board of Microsoft. Okay, the fans are not suddenly at the forefront, being number one. It's all about you. Could there be an opportunity for a greater open dialogue now? Yeah. Is that going to mean anything? Probably not. No. And this is, this is just the way it is. I didn't make it that way. You didn't make it that way. I don't even think Xbox players fully made it that way. It's just, I don't know. It's just the curl of the burl, I suppose, where for some reason the entire game, I do agree with what she says and with what other people are saying. The gaming industry is going through a transformation. This transformation sucks balls. Okay. This transformation is one that people like me and you, while I'm not saying, look, I'm not trying to doom gaming. I love gaming still. I do. I still love gaming. But this transformation is one where it's just, they're trying to communicate like people like me in their 30s and in their 40s, where it's like, guys, you're already being deprioritized. You're absolutely going to be aggressively deprioritized in the next 5 to 7 years. Do you understand? And that's because they know, like, we got kids, we got nieces and nephews, and all those kids, if they are playing on PlayStation or Xbox, they're playing a very few specific games more than likely. If they're not playing on those consoles, they're playing on PC, also still playing a few select games or on iPads or whatever. And Shadowlink, what's up, man? Yeah, I know, right? Boss must have he just decided to jump on my lap now after all this time. Um and I know that sounds so bad. It doesn't mean we're not going to get stuff we want. It just means that we are going to be deprioritized. It's why Herman isn't acting like Shuhei Yoshida. Yeah, Sarah Bond got fired. Listen, the jury's out on whether or not Phil actually was asked to retire or if he chose to retire. Sarah Bond, no question, she got fired. She got the axe or the boot. You're saying she did not get fired? What would you call it? What do you mean she didn't get fired? Like, dude, they've got another woman in the company be like, you're gonna be CEO. Unless, I mean, could it be that she just was like, F this? I don't want to be CEO over this shit show. I don't know. It could be that, I guess. You don't think she got fired? Oh, so okay, so hold on. You think maybe she just made the decision like, I don't want this responsibility. I'm not taking this over. But why? I feel like that doesn't make any sense. Like, no, that's what you were trying to achieve. You think Sarah knows it's going down and resigned? Microsoft scrambled to find a replacement. Dude, that would be that's a whole angle that I didn't even consider. The idea that this is actually a fucking disaster. Like, Phil's like, I'm done. And Sarah Bond is like, yeah, this is over. This is going down. This is only going to end one way. I didn't think of it from that angle. I mean, it could be. It could be. The only thing I could see that would indicate that is their last earnings. Their last earnings were not good for Xbox. And it indicates that there need to be major changes. Like that's the big thing that needs to be understood about the position that Xbox finds themselves in right now, especially now that they're transitioning with leaderships and big shakeups, is in order for them to produce growth from this point forward, this is the part that I think I want to level with the remaining fans of Xbox, okay? The remaining fans of Xbox need to understand this. In order for things to be turned around at the Xbox division, where they just are having a quarter where Microsoft is breaking all their records, they're making more money and more profit as a whole than they expected, but the only division is gaming in the negative. In order for them to turn that around, major changes are going to have to occur. And if you look at everything that's been done up until this point, they've already done everything they could other than going full nuclear. They raised the price of the consoles twice. They tried to raise the price of games to $80 just to go back to 70. They raised the fucking price of Game Pass by 50% to $30 a month. They are now selling all of their games on PlayStation and whatever games they can sell on Nintendo and Steam. They've overturned almost every stone. And that's why when you talk about the idea of Sarah Bond being like, yeah, I'm not dealing with this, it's because what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You know? And that's no matter who's taking, that's why it's fucking nuts that somebody who doesn't know anything about gaming is taking over. That's what makes it nuts. Is like, so let me get this straight. You don't know anything about gaming. You're pure business, which can be good, but you're like, rest assured, like this new CEO, her only priority is those Xbox quarterly numbers, get them up. Get them up by any means necessary. I don't think people really understand that on a human level. I know this is going to sound like I'm getting defensive of Phil. I'm not trying to get defensive of Phil. But I try to like, dude, business can just flat out be evil. Okay? You're talking cutthroat to a degree where it's like, Phil, you need to make more cuts. And Phil's already out here dying inside because he's like, how many more cuts do I need to make? And he's in the lead. That's the role. Like, yes, the blame goes to you, my friend, because you're at the top. You're the king of this now. You have to make the tough decisions. And the thing that does make it believable that he actually retired is that he knows what's coming next. And he's like, I can't do this. This is the part that I didn't want to talk about just yet because people are going to spin it where it's like, you're just dooming and you hate Xbox. And it's like, no, man. Like, I'm leveling with you. Like, that's real. That's fucking real. It's why, like, dude, you think Herman Hulst doesn't know he's the reason Blue Point's dead? Of course he knows. And he probably feels like shit. But guess what, dude? Still going to take that salary, aren't you? That's business. That's the ruthless world of business, man. Where it's like, you want to move up, you want to be in the position, you want to make the money, you got to make the tough calls, and you got to be able to live with it and be totally fine. Because it's like, you think people aren't going to start losing their fucking jobs? They're going to start losing their jobs, and it's going to get ugly. It's going to get real fucking ugly. And, you know, it is disgusting. It is. Like on a broader level, it is disgusting because it's like, I know we're not a charity, but we're worth trillions of dollars. Do we really need to shut more studios down? Do we really need to lay more developers off? Do we really need to make more cuts? And it's like, well, that depends. Did you make us more money or not? Are you in
Someone get me Sarah Bond's PS citizenship application. Phil is denied. Colt has been deported to Amazon Luna. Jez awaiting trial for XB0T deception.
Colt has been deported to Amazon Luna. Ain't no way, bro. Oh my God. That's crazy. Rich, that might be the craziest one yet. Anyway, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying that I think we forget sometimes that if you look at corporate America in the year 2026, you have to be kind of fucked up to operate at the highest level because that's what it asks of you. It asks you to compartmentalize to a degree where you need to not look at this company as a company filled with people. They're not people with families, okay? They're workers and they're here to do a fucking job and that's it. So don't let your emotions get in the way. And there are people who can absolutely do that. But that's hard. Like, in my opinion, that's very hard where it's like, dude, you got to be damn near sociopathic where it's like, bro. And that's why I know I get flippant a lot of times. And this goes back to a lot of it inherently gets political. I'm not going to get political, but it's just like, I'm sorry, man, but when we're talking about corporations that are operating in the trillions of dollars and the hundreds of billions of dollars, you shouldn't be charities, but you should be lenient because what are we doing? There should be room for failure. There should be room for mistakes. The consequences it shouldn't have to be this cutthroat. You know? It just shouldn't, but it is. And it speaks to a greater, more systemic issue that is really beginning to show its ugly face with this, end stage type capitalism shit. And I'm not saying it's all going to be doom and gloom. I'm just saying in order for it to even out and sort itself out, yeah, I guess there are going to have to be some major transformations. And the big questions that I think linger are like, what are the casualties of those transformations going to be? What's going to get caught in the crossfire? And we're already kind of beginning to see that. And, I don't want to, I don't want people to assume that, like, if you think things are going good for company A, but bad for company B, that's just how it's going to stay. Things can immediately start to go bad for company A and B. And it really boils down to you have to pay attention if you're interested in this type of stuff to the more nuanced decision making that's happening at a higher level. Well, sometimes it doesn't come off as nuanced. Sometimes it's very obvious and overt, but you have to understand that like there are some very clear messages that are being delivered in some instances. And I think if you look at the way Xbox has been operating ever since they acquired Activision Blizzard, the message has been delivered over and over and over again that we are not playing anymore. And Xbox players interpret that like, yes, they're all in with gaming. And it's like, dude, Microsoft going all in with gaming is going to be the worst. You might regret that. You might regret celebrating that because now it's Microsoft. Now it's their now it is their priority. Before it was just like, yeah, cool guys, do what you want. We're gonna limit your budget, but you run your shit. We're working on stuff over here. Now Microsoft is like, oh no, we just invested like $80 billion, and now we're involved with AI very heavily. So yes, gaming is our priority, and I just naturally think that a lot of the things we've been seeing over the last 2 years, it's like, yeah, kind of could see that coming. Not all of it, of course, but when I look ahead, I don't see things getting better for Xbox. I don't. And, you know, um, I don't want to be too alarmist or like, too doomer about it. Sorry if I am repeating myself, but I just can't help but wonder how bad things are going to get before, I don't know. Like, I here's what I'm trying to say. I feel like the Xbox brand has been teetering on the edge. Okay. I feel like they're literally the vehicle's on the cliff. It's the middle of the vehicle on the cliff, teetering. And so many things have happened where it's like, oh shit. But then it slowly starts to come back. It's like, okay, it's not going anywhere. Like, it's just going to stay teetering on the cliff. But it just, these things keep happening where it's like, like when's it going to, when's it going to tip over? Because once that, and I do wonder if this is that moment. I'm serious, where it's like, we don't know what decisions are about to be made. And we might be shocked. Like, we might be in for a fucking shell shock in the next 6 months, where it's like, oh, you thought I was coming in here to listen to the fans. You have no idea. I'm here to whip Xbox into fucking shape with AI. And, it's like, I don't know, man. This might be that moment where it's like, guys, get the fuck out while you can. And like, I mean that, like, get out, like, run. Like, if this is like a bus, like, get out the top, go out the back. Fucking, you have time. Like, if you have to, grab a harness and start like descending yourself to get to the bottom. Because this shit, I'm pretty sure this is that moment where it's like, Daddy Phil ain't here no more. He ain't here to protect you no more. And Mommy Sarah is long gone. She's out. You got Mr. Booty, Mr. I'm gonna spend your ass out of business Booty, and God, I keep forgetting her name. This new AI woman. Like, I don't know what to call her. Like, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, like, if I no more hugs from Uncle Phil. I'm telling you, it's like Asha, yeah, sorry. Asha AI. Asha. There we go. That rolls off the tongue. I do think that this really might be the beginning of that level of transformation where I told you guys, Xbox isn't dead. Xbox is not going to die. What Xbox actually was to people, what Xbox meant to people in a lot of ways has already died. What Xbox is now for many people is a shell of its former self. What Xbox is seemingly going to become in the next few years, especially now with this new leadership transition, at that point, it might be completely and totally unrecognizable. And I'm not saying that as a fanboy, because I don't ever want to see that. I don't, like what has happened to Xbox. I do not want to see happen to PlayStation, and that's why I get worried about people like Herman and maybe Hiroki Totoki, where it's like, guys, please don't follow Microsoft's lead on any of this. Don't. You're saying there's more in the Discord. Hold on, Perfect Image. I'll check that in a second. We have the Genius 200X with a $5 chat saying, I've been saying for years Microsoft would drop the Xbox name and just go by Microsoft Gaming, especially when reading Satya and Phil's memo. Happy 25 years. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't know, man. One of the things that's weird is, like, I didn't realize, like, how Sony and Microsoft were that close to each other in years. Like, I always felt like PlayStation was like much older than Xbox, but there's actually like a 5-year difference. I'm like, oh, huh. Like, it always felt like the gap was so much wider. If a man named Booty, being the chief second in command of Xbox, isn't telling you you're living in a simulation, then I don't know what will wake you up. with the fact that you're asleep in a Meta VR pod. Stop. Stop. I don't need, listen, it's late. It's getting late. I don't need my mind broken like that, bro. I don't need my mind broken like that. We took the Xbox souls like David Goggins talks about taking souls. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Sony just David Goggins those motherfuckers, bro. Sony was running. Herman was running. Herman was running, bro. And he's like, y'all bitches. I'm taking your soul. God damn. They don't know me, son. Yeah. Who's going to carry the logs? Hey. Hey. Whoa. Stop. Oh my God. Luna. Are you kidding? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God. All right, now I'm pissed. Dude, now I'm pissed. Now I'm pissed. I was working out before I went live, and I have like a blanket over here that I usually cover my bench with. This is a nice bench. I was just given this bench by my father-in-law. It's like a $400 like Olympic bench, but it's got like that leather, you know? So I've kept it covered with this blanket so the cats don't scratch it. And I forgot to put it back on. Dude, I'm hearing Luna. She's like doing that thing. She's like scratching something. And it took longer than it should have for me to realize she was fucking scratching the bench. And now there's all these fucking holes. Oh my God, dude. Like, I love cats, but sometimes I fucking hate cats. I'm sorry, but it's like, they can be worse than kids sometimes, man, where it's like fucking animals, bro. Like, why, man? Like, I haven't even had this thing for 2 months. I haven't even had it for 2 months. Ghetto God's like, I'll never own a cat again. Ghetto God had a bad experience. He absolutely had a bad experience. Shit, man. How long? Oh, wow. I've been streaming for almost 3 hours. Prefer dogs, personally. Just enjoy your history lesson. Brought to you by Meta. I want to go see what some other people are saying, though. Let's go see. Hold on. I'm trying to see some of the reactions. So Jeff Keighley's post has over 3.4 million views. Platinum achievement. You're saying Microsoft made their first game in 1979. Maybe they'll use that date if they switch to Microsoft Gaming from Xbox. LOL. Start saying 50 years in gaming. Oh, dude, that would be savage. That would be savage. Oh, I would respect that. Like, that would be such a backhand to Xbox players, but such a fucking uppercut to Sony at the same time. Like, that's right. Even the Nintendo, like 50 years in gaming. That's right. That's right. 50 years, bro. They could, I mean, you know what's crazy is they literally could do that if they do completely rebrand to Microsoft Gaming. They actually could. I hope they do. I would actually, I mean, that would be depressing though, wouldn't it? That would be depressing. The genius says I'm a dog guy, but sheesh, that's rough. Yeah. I'll tell you right now, dude, like I'm looking at the replies on Jeff Keighley's post. People are not happy. I'm a little bit surprised. Well, I guess I'm not surprised, but I didn't realize it was. I didn't expect people to be like positive, but like there's just Sony, Nintendo left. Phil Spencer built Xbox back from the dead when the Xbox One was nearly killed as a brand. So she bombed on AI and now she failed upwards. Phil Spencer was the worst CEO of Microsoft Gaming. But then, like, it's a picture of Homer telling Bart something. And it's, I assume that's saying, like, no, we're about to get the worst one. Hold on. Okay. I gotta show you guys this post. This is too fucking funny. Why is this so? Hold on. I'll bring it up. I got my X screen capture. Here we go. Like, bro. That's crazy, bro. Oh man, that's such a funny picture. That is a dude, I'm pretty sure this is a real picture too. Like, it's so funny. It's so funny. Like, dude, I mean, I do, like, is this how Xbox fans are feeling right now? At least some of them. At least some of them are, right? Holy shit. That's savage. Let me see. You got Matt Booty, Phil Spencer, and Sarah Bond destroyed the Xbox brand and its relevance for the past 15 years by allocating someone completely new but allocating somebody completely new seems somehow worse. This is about to happen. Xbox was in shambles. Also, an Indian leading the Xbox sounds amazing. What? What is her being? Are you sure about that? I'm not. I mean, bro, like, Sarah Bond, like, Phil Spencer's white, Sarah Bond was black. Didn't make no fucking difference. Like, I think, like, we have to understand that in a, I guess this could be seen as a good thing in some sense. Like, yeah, in the corporate world, none of that shit matters. You know, like, you're either going to be a cutthroat, fucking vicious sociopath or you're not. So, only on Twitter, bro. Only on Twitter. She's Indian. It's going to be great. Like, okay. I, okay. Maybe. I mean, maybe, who knows? Yo, maybe she will. Maybe she'll dude, I will eat my words if she comes out. She's like, I am making Xbox great again. Randy Savage is coming out again. Second wind. Herman. Oh man, she's gonna start breathing like fucking Randy Savage. Like, all right, God, I need to calm down. It's late. Steelers, you're saying Phil Spencer's a snake oil salesman and should not receive any flowers on his way out. He purposely misled an entire user base. The one thing I feel a little bit bad about for Phil, because I agree, man. Like, I'm somebody that I'm like, bro, I can't stick around here no more. I'm sorry. The one thing I feel bad about is, like, and granted, he took the position, he took on the role, so I don't feel that bad for him. But, like, fuck, man, he was put. It's like, you ain't saving this shit, bro. I'm sorry, you ain't saving nothing. You ain't saving nothing. Fucking, we brought in Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah, Phil. Wait, not Phil. No, Phil, I'm not coming for you, cause Sony already did that. Hiroki Totoki. You and me in the ring, brother. I love it. It's an Indian woman, but this is what she sounds like. Phil, get the fuck out. It's my time. I'm gonna break that PlayStation will. The Xbox 360. That's not what he sounds like. Oh man, I'm trying over here, but God, it's hard to do that voice. It fucking hurts.
No, man. Xbox coming back from the grave, brother. They ain't ready. They ain't ready for the zombie Xbox. Gonna fucking, I don't know.
Fuck. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is just this. Is it just this? Like, this is what people are posting, man. I'm just scrolling, and this is what people are posting.
Oh no.
Phil and Sarah are fleeing a sinking ship. This isn't gaming. This isn't a gaming move. This is an AI move. You waiting to play your Xbox. Oh, you dead. You dead, bro. Oh man. They're suggesting life. What are they trying? What, yo? Why am I getting advertised life insurance? What are they trying to say? Yo, now it's got me thinking though.
Oh man.
That's bad. That's bad. That's a bad one right there. My job is done. All right, to be fair, I feel like that's more fitting for Don Matrick though. And then Phil basically came in and just did the same thing and said, "Well, I guess my job here is done too." All right, hold on, let me go see the genius is saying Matrick warned us, stick with the 360. He was right. Oh my God, this whole time. Don Matrick was the one we should have been listening to. I'll bring Twitter back up. I just got to find another thread here. Let me go see. Where's another good thread? Oh, wait, holy shit. Okay, no. Shinobi, he's got a lot of this is under Shinobi's post. AI executive Asha Sharma named new Xbox boss. It's over. Dude, you know what? Yo, what? Okay, why are people... This is how I know I have too many trolls on my channel, bro. I definitely have too many trolls on my channel because, like, people... Like, a lot of my chat was coming in and be like, it's fucking over, dude. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's not looking good. But, you know, then I get people coming in and be like, well, what about Sony? And, you know, Sony. And, you know, Sony. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, yeah. But, like, I don't know. We should probably cover this Xbox. It's just like, but Sony. I'm like, okay, yeah, Sony, man. I fucking lost my mind on them. But it's interesting because I'm looking around and it's like, bro, yeah, people are like, it's fucking over. All right, I'll keep looking through some of this thread. After this, I got to go find some Xbox fan accounts though and see how they're reacting. MBG, I just learned that she's a lifelong AI fanatic. Great. Matrick looked defeated, like he knew what was coming and gave 0 fucks. He's like, I tried, man. I tried to tell him. They waited until he totally destroyed the Xbox to fire him. This truly feels like the end of an era for Xbox. Phil Spencer's been the face of the brand for over a decade, and seeing him retire alongside Sarah Bond resigning is a massive shock. It makes you wonder what kind of radical shift in direction the new leadership from the AI division is planning. I don't think an AI exec moving into Spencer's post is a good sign at all. Asha Sharma, Xbox is actually not making it another 5 years. Oh, man. What is this fucking meme? I've never seen this meme. What is this meme, dude? It's over. Cross out. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. I don't understand. I honestly believe Microsoft will sell or spin off Xbox in the near future. Comcast might be interested as they're looking for a merger. Fucking A, dude. Well, yeah. People seem to think this is the end. This is the signaling of the end. All right. Give me some Xbox fan accounts to go check. I'll check Cold Eastwood. I think he made a video on it. End of an era. Phil Spencer leaves Xbox. Oh, he actually just put it out like 5 minutes ago, I think. Insider info reveals why Phil left early. Oh, hold on. What do we? Yo, did anybody watch this? Did anybody watch this? I don't know why I'm asking people that are in my fucking chat. Like, did you leave my stream to go watch the Cold Eastwood video? Does anybody know what this insider info is? ABG.
Oh yeah, we bringing back Xbox from the dead. AI is going to revive the brand. OG future. Oh yeah. Oh, you thought Xbox was dead? You don't know what Xbox. I'm gonna show you what an Xbox is. I'm gonna fucking jack your brain into a goddamn. I'm gonna jack your brain into a goddamn AI. You fucking Xbox, and you are an Xbox. Everything's an Xbox. I ate an Xbox for breakfast.
I'm turning from fucking Randy Savage to fucking to fucking Alex Jones in real time. Oh my god. Mighty Keith made a post. Oh shit, Gaming Survivor's breaking out an old classic. Maybe, I don't know. I played your shit in the beginning, Gaming Survivor. Maybe. I'll put it in the background, or I'll have it up. Don't forget Discord. Yeah, so let me see. Here's what this is interesting. This is interesting. Thank you, Perfect Image. Here's what Phil Spencer told Destin Legary in January of 2025 about his retirement. Oh, this is juicy. Hold on.
Last one for you. I'm looking at the timeline over the next 10 years for Xbox and realizing you'll be at retirement age in the United States in about the next 10 years. So what do you hope
piece of shit
Xbox becomes over that period of time?
Huh.
Dookie.
The thing that drives me, there's two things that really drive me. One is more industry, where I have a fundamental belief that gaming is a good thing for the planet, that people coming together with interactive entertainment,
I do
talking about the stories that are told, collaborating, cooperating in games. I mentioned I'm playing through Gears and just what an awesome time it is. Some of my best friendships have been built that way. So I want gaming to continue to grow because I do think it's just a fundamentally important part of entertainment. I think it's better than any other form of entertainment. Yes, I'm biased, but I just love the way it builds community and bring things together. There's always things we should be careful of as an industry and
Alex
how we learn,
Savage
but I have fundamental
Randy
belief
Jones,
there. So then when I
bro.
go to Xbox, I want us to be part of that. I don't want us to fall into we do tomorrow what we did yesterday because it's what we've always done. I don't want us to be afraid to innovate. Some of the things will work great, some of them won't. But let's stay nimble, whether it was back compat, which we weren't supposed to do because it was going to hurt game sales on the next gen, whether, it's even like going back to live. But I think about whether it's Game Pass and whether that's a good thing. I remember the debates around whether we should allow free to play on console and should subsidized hardware have free games. And that'll be but like, let's make sure that we stay as a team that's willing to take risks, learn from the things that work and from the things that don't work, and that our teams feel like they can take those risks and be rewarded. We're not perfect there, but it's something I aspire for with the teams. And like if I could enable anything in my time here, it would be that we continue to innovate, not be defined by what was yesterday, but looking forward to what creators and players want tomorrow.
Bill, that was a really great answer. Thank you.
I didn't think about it before.
Yeah. Well, I was just looking at the timeline, realizing that, you know, Shuhei Yoshida just retired, and yeah, maybe it's
Good friend of mine. Congrats to him. Like his role in this industry, Ted Price.
Yeah, Ted Price
I saw
also.
his. I exchanged some mail with
Did he
Ted.
even
We
answer
did
the
Sunset
question,
Overdrive
bro?
with him
What
in the
the
role
fuck?
that he's played with independent developers. David Haddad from Warner Brothers. Like it's a, you know, it's always a turnover, but it's good. With every move on for any of us, it means more new voices and new perspectives in this.
All right, so he didn't say shit, bro. And oh my God, bro, what? Yo, big MP's, yo,
Holy shit.
Big MP, dude, he is fucking so happy. This is the happiest man on the planet. Ain't no way this bro just came in here and dropped. Oh my God, dude, he dropped two. Oh yeah, bro, dude. Big MP's coming in. He's like, oh yeah, Phil Spencer done. Phil Spencer's cooked. It's over. It's fucking over, dude. He just dropped 100 What the fuck? Bro. Big NP coming out of nowhere. He is he's popping the champagne tonight. Yo, Big MP is Phil Spencer. No. Dude, Big MP, thank you so much, man. Holy, yo, tell me Josh Nuggets still didn't get one. Josh Nuggets, bro, he still didn't get one. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. It's like broken at I don't think it finished giving the membership gifts out. Gaming got better today. Dude, that is so shocking. Yeah, Phil didn't really answer the question. Yo, I can't even.
Holy shit.
Hold on, we got to get some Randy Savage breathing up in here. I can't properly express the excitement. Hold on. This is how we feel right now.
Is enough to get me to the boiling point. The cream. And let me point. The cream. The cream. The cream. The cream. The cream.
This is Big MP right now.
The cream.
I love how it fucking cuts it off at the end. It cuts off at the end. The creep. Oh, man. That's Big MP. He's celebrating tonight, bro. Oh, dude. That's awesome. I just popped a vein listening to that. Dude, honestly, if you watch these videos, man. Shadowlink says my girlfriend is sleeping right now. I'm trying so hard not to laugh out loud. I'm sorry. I want to get people in trouble. Dude, I don't even know what to say, man. I don't even know what to say. Like my YouTube guys, I'm pretty sure it like didn't dole out all the gifts though. Wait, hold on. I need to Big MP. Did you? Because now I'm just trying to find out if YouTube's broken or not. Wait, did Big MP? Okay, hold on. I think YouTube glitched on me here. Big MP dropped 150 bomb, correct? You dropped. Yo, YouTube just fucked me up then. That's YouTube. What are you doing? It's cool. No, dude, 50 bombs massive. Dude, I'm not kidding. I should have screen capped it. It said 2. And that's why I'm like, I think it's broken because it's not giving out like the second one. But don't drop another one. Do not drop another one. Don't do it. Okay? Because it was glitch. Okay, hold on. That's real. I told him not. I literally told him not to do it, and he did it. Big MP. Big MP. He did drop 2. He fucking did drop 2. We need more Randy. You know what? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm sorry. I got to bring this up. Shout out to trying to play this here.
Thanks to give it every day, but especially this day, as the Warriors give me the intensity to deliver the power at Survivor Series. It is going to be a war!
Okay, Ultimate Warrior. Dude, I'm trying to find a specific soundbite and I can't find it. Now I feel disappointed. But, bro, Big MP just dropped 100 fucking membership gifts on the stream.
Holy shit.
I mean, dude, like, I was not expecting that at all. We had hit 25 today, and that was pretty massive. It's still giving out the member gifts. So Big MP just decided to come in and be the Hulk, basically, and absolutely obliterate our goal. We are now, let me update it. We are now at 125, bro. So, Big MP, thank you so much, dude. Thank you to everybody who's dropped any type of support on the stream tonight. I don't normally stream this late, so I wasn't sure how it would go, and I wasn't sure if it would do well, but clearly the stream has done very well. And, I know it was like a hot topic, so I expected people to tune in, but I don't normally stream this spontaneously. So thank you guys so much for what you do. I can only do stuff like this. I can only do these random streams and all the regular streams I do, the videos. I can only run this channel because you guys make it possible. So thank you so much. I get a little bit crazy with it, but I just, can't do it without the support of the community. So we got some real ones here. We got some awesome people, and it's humbling. It's humbling. Celebrate good times. Phil's gone, bro. Yo, Shadowlink's celebrating. Shadowlink's matching Big MP's energy here. Can we give Phil Spencer a membership? He needs a new place now. Yeah, I'm gonna invite Phil onto the channel, and it's like he can spill all the tea. He can let us know all the stuff. Now, honestly, like I imagine Phil's probably still gonna do a ton of interviews, but he's probably locked in for life, man. He's probably signed an NDA where he's never going to be able to say anything about anything without getting in some kind of major trouble. So we watched that clip of Phil Spencer, and I listened to it. It was a 3-minute long clip. He was asked about retirement. He kind of made it sound like he doesn't want to retire, but he didn't really answer it. It was a very he made it sound like he wants to be part of the long term of Xbox. I gotta do reps. I gotta do some reps. Yo, wait, hold on. What's Gaming Survivor? What is this, a pop song? What kind of song is this? Oh, yo, Gaming Survivor, I have a can you send me that Chopper Xbox song again? So when I do reps, I need something like something heavier, something more exciting. I did a bunch of reps earlier. Yo, I'm so upset that Luna fucking kind of destroyed my bench. I'm not gonna lie. He did earn his retirement though, all jokes aside. No, he did. He put his time in. what was crazy is when they said he was there for 38 years. Thank you, Gaming Survivor. Yeah, that's the one. 38 years. If he was there for 2 more years, that would have been 40 fucking years he was at Microsoft. He was hired in 1988. So that's definitely a career. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how much further to go with the conversation until we learn more. Oh, I do want to. I'm sorry, I was asking you guys questions and then probably ignoring. Did anybody figure out what? I don't know. I might actually watch Colt Eastwood's video. Colt Eastwood posts 9 hours ago. Fair Games is still in active development. PlayStation has acquired 20 studios and shut down 11. What? Is that true? Dude, that can't be true. That number cannot be true. All right. Hold on. Why do these people not want to retire? I mean, I don't know. I was born in 87. His career is almost as long as me. That is crazy to think. Yeah, he's basically been at Microsoft longer than I've been alive, bro. That's mind-blowing. That is kind of mind-blowing to think about. You guys were saying Jez Corden was doing some kind of reporting. Let me see what Jez Corden's saying about the situation. Gotta go to good old Jizz. Exclusive. Xbox CEO Phil Spencer's retired. As new CEO promises the return of Xbox while denouncing AI slop. Wait, what's the exclusive, though? I'm told there's currently no changes planned to the current Xbox next-gen strategy for now. I'll have more info as soon as possible. So he did say that. So July 2nd, 2025, Tom Warren of The Verge reports Phil Spencer isn't retiring as the chief of Xbox anytime soon. This is what Microsoft has told us. So, I guess that was a lie. I mean, are they talking quarterly? Do you guys have any recommendations? I don't know. I guess, hold on. I will go check the trending, and people should show up. I'm bad at navigating the internet. Hold on. AI president to be the new head of Xbox. Sarah Bond has resigned as the president of Xbox. In the last 24 hours, Sony shut down Bluepoint. Phil Spencer retires. Sarah Bond resigns. And Nintendo is selling $20 Pokemon GBA games. What is going on, bro? What's up with that Nintendo stuff? So he says Xbox is cooked.
Bro! You're a fucking scammer, bro. Typical, bro. I knew you, bro. I could just.
What? What? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I just realized I didn't have it up on screen. Fuck. I'm bad at the internet. Why am I this bad?
Bro! Bro! You're a fucking scammer, bro. Typical, bro. I knew you, bro. I could just.
What? Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, bro. Oh, man. They pulled out my boy Frank Woods. They pulled out my boy Frank Woods. Hold on. Hold on. Didn't think Xbox could get any worse than it did under Phil Spencer. There's no... Wow. Bro, what? That's what they fucking replied with?
Oh no, dude! I'm on Twitter. How guys? What? How long was that? That was 5 minutes, and the racism is in full force, bro. Like, what the fuck? It's been 5 minutes. It hasn't even been 5 minutes. It was 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I straight up just don't believe her. Yeah. Wait, where's everybody's profile? What the fuck? Oh, is that the profile? What? I don't know what's going on. Scrolling. Luke Stevens, bro. He's being replaced by the head of core AI product. They're cooked. God damn. Okay. Twitter's broken. Twitter sucks. X sucks. Just like Xbox. Like, why? It doesn't even work. Doesn't even work. I'm trying to scroll more and see more, and it's just did you see that? I scrolled down, it was supposed to load more and it doesn't load anymore. But I don't know. I guess we'll try to go check more people's reactions after it settles in. Let me get out of here. All right, well, there's a good chance she's also AI. She's just straight up AI. All right. Hold on. Oh wait, she's so the official Xbox account says, "Welcome to Team Xbox. We're excited about what we'll build together." And the new CEO responds to the official Xbox account saying, "Should we bring the Blade? Should we bring the Blade dashboard?" She doesn't fucking know what that is. She doesn't know what that is. That's a lie. Every game will be made using AI going forward in some capacity. Pin it. We're gonna start talking about it more. You're not wrong. This PR stunt, dude. It's so typical AI fucking response, bro. Unbelievable. Um. Well, yeah. I don't know, man. I'm looking around and the general sentiment for this, which I guess it's not surprising. I didn't expect some kind of positivity per se. Um, I'm trying to go check. I know there's other accounts. Hold on. Destin Legary says, just got this from a Microsoft representative after the Xbox news. It contained the statements and this about Sarah Bond. Quote, as part of this transition, Xbox President Sarah Bond has decided to depart the company to pursue her next chapter, end quote. Okay, so he says PlayStation could do the funniest thing right now. Well, all right. I guess I'll give my final thoughts here. I don't know if I'll be able to do reps today. Watch Josh Nugget still somehow not get a gifted sub. I'm pretty sure he didn't. Joseph McNuggets. Yeah, he's really leaned into it. Sorry, it's just my voice is starting to go. I'm telling you, there's still a virus. We're still passing a virus, and
Sarah Bond was fired. She has not just randomly chosen to retire the same day as Phil. They were both fired. I mean, yeah, we talked about that. Well, so you got rid of Blue Point. Microsoft, hold my beer. You know what? I think I know what we'll do. I will do reps. I will do reps.
Get to the chopper! Get to the chopper! Born rose burn and papers fly. Green banners dropping from the sky. Sarah grabbed a badge and coat. Last bird lifted, last lifeboat. Phil's old jersey on the chair. Dust on the plastic ghosts in the air. Servers hum and screens go black. Whole damn kingdom can't turn back. Let's shovel out of Xbox. Engines scream. The future shakes. Leaders dive for exits while the whole ground breaks. Let's shovel out of Xbox. Steel wings cut through the smoke. If the sky falls down tonight, let it fall in a blaze of jokes. Hey! Yeah, price static on the wall. Fans still waiting for a call. Empty logos, hollow cheer. Who's at the wheel? Who's still here? Gamers chanting in the rain. Old green war paint, old campaign. Thrones abandoned, crowns in rust. Plastic empires turn to dust. Someone Xbox, engines scream. The future shakes. Leaders dive for exits while the whole ground breaks. Someone Xbox, steel wings cut through the smoke. If the sky falls down tonight, let it fall in a blaze of joy. Is this the end or just a patch? Broken promises that never match. They hit eject, they bailed the blade. We ride the nose straight through the flag. Straight through the flag. Let's jump out of Xbox. Raise your fists and curse the names. If
This is an incredibly exciting time for PlayStation.
we'll go down
Simply put, it's the most powerful console we've ever faced.
laughing loud as sisters.
PlayStation has been defining the gaming industry for the past 3 decades.
Really over, we'll set fire to the sky. Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper. Fade to black. Let the amps
All right. I was trying to find different variations to do reps with this thing, and I was struggling, as you can tell. So, yeah, I mean, I was going to try to do like overhead tricep presses, but I'm like, I'm just going to smash myself in the head, knock myself out on stream with an Xbox toaster. And, you know, Mrs. MBG would have to come down and see if I'm okay, maybe call an ambulance, have to let you guys know, you know, just going to have to close the stream. But yeah, dude's pulling the toaster lever. um. All right. Well, guys, I think that's gonna wrap it up. Um. I would stay on longer and talk more, but my throat is killing me, dude. So I can't really do much about that. All right. I had to make sure to do some kind of reps. The kids would be upset. They would, yeah. They'd be like, "What happened?" Yeah, right. If she didn't already go to bed and the kids didn't go to bed, and it's just like I'm just like fucking knocked out overnight. The stream just keeps going. I wake up hours later and I'm like, the fuck happened? I did miss a super chat, by the way. Hold on. I'm sorry. Matador 509, you said, wish this was Herman Holst, not gonna lie. Yeah, he's next. Herman, watch out. Watch out, Herman. Herman's gotta do something to redeem himself. I don't know what he can do after the closure of Blue Point, man. And Kawaii Samurai says, Take Two shares doing funny things. Maybe a merger to cap the Xbox change? You think maybe Microsoft is... You think they might announce they've acquired Take-Two Interactive or something like that? Yo, that would be... Uh-oh. Leia's about to go crazy on that fucking Xbox toaster. That would be crazy, though. I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. Yo, Luna's really like, what is this? Luna, what is that? Or I keep calling her Luna. What's wrong with me? Leia. The fuck is wrong with me? I'm like literally mixing up my own cat's names. What am I doing? Leia, you want to... Should I scare her with it? Should I scare Leia with it? You think she'll be scared? Ooh. Okay, she got scared. She's like, I'm under attack. It's just a toaster. All right. Well, I figured she would get scared. She's pretty skitsy like that. Yeah, I gotta make sure to scare her off, or she's gonna start taking a dump in it. Which maybe, you know, how crazy would that be? Yo, my cat took a dump on my Xbox toaster. only on the MBG network. All right, guys. I think that's gonna wrap it up. Before I head out, though, I want to... Yes, we have 4 cats now. I don't want to talk about it. Clark like attacked me earlier, not purposely, but he jumped on the back of my chair and like just like landed on my shoulder with his claws out. Before I wrap it up, and I'm sorry, I really would like to continue to talk and hang out, and my voice is going, man. So, thank you. Thank you so much for all the support today. If you tuned in at all and watched any of the stream, I appreciate that. Again, I know it was at a different time, so thank you for hanging out with me on such short notice. And I have to give, a massive shout out to those of you who dropped member gifts. Big shout out to the MVP of this stream, man. Big MP, clearly a big night for him, celebrating something went right in his life tonight. He dropped 100 member gifts for you guys, and a couple of you guys got us to 25 earlier as well. So, big day for memberships. Thank you so much. And to anybody who dropped any super chats or direct donations, I just always have to emphasize how much I appreciate that because, like I said, we're fan funded. You guys make this possible. I simply couldn't do it without you. And we have an awesome community, and I'm very grateful for what we have here. So, we will continue to monitor this. We'll be back here on Sunday with a regular stream. I'm sure we'll talk more about this. I think some people still aren't even aware of this news. It's Friday night. They probably aren't paying attention. Hopefully we'll see them on Sunday. And yeah, things are starting to get kind of crazy out here, gaming news wise. So we'll, I'll continue to cover what's going on, and that's it. So, Guys, the only other thing I'm going to ask you to do is please hit that like button on your way out. I also want to make sure to give a shout out to Devil Shooter. He does the timestamps for the streams. If you guys see Devil Shooter in the comments, I think my throat hurts, by the way, from doing that Randy Savage impression so much. I'm not even kidding. I just realized, I'm like, dude, why does my throat hurt this much? Like, I know there's like a virus going around, but this is like bad. I'm pretty sure it's from doing the Randy Savage voice. Gonna have to take it easy with that, apparently. Jeez, man. How is he talking like that? How is he talking like that all the time? I guess that's just what he sounded like. But shout out to Devil Shooter for doing the timestamps. If you guys see him in the comments with those timestamps, give him some thanks, show him some love. I know he appreciates it. And yeah, that's it, guys. Please enjoy the rest of your night. I'll catch you on Sunday. And go check out my video about Blue Point Games if you haven't, that I put out earlier. That's it. I'll catch you all in the next one. Until then, take care. I'm going to get some honey tea and a Slim Jim.